requirements of the COVID-19 rules and so forth, but we also have cheerleaders on the sidelines. We've got drum corps and flag corps for both of the teams here and the schools here, that is. And both of the teams have been out warming up, looking like they were really ready to be here, and it feels great. There's it's just a little bit of a breeze from out, mostly from the south, about probably 10 to 15 miles per hour, and just kind of refreshing. It's not very cool yet, just a little bit of coolness to that, and then occasionally it's sprinkling just a little bit. So we really hope it holds off in terms of the rain. It can sprinkle a bit like this for the next couple of 3 hours. We just don't want it to let loose and ruin this Friday night football meeting between these two teams.
Well, that's something we definitely do not want to see, and it is a great night for football. Beautiful spring night. And Dawn, just a quick note, I'm getting a battery warning for you down there, so we'll take a quick time out, and we'll be back as we continue your Wildcat pregame show on Z94 KZOR. Back here at Watson Stadium, the Wildcat pregame show continues here on Z94 KZOR, the Z94 KZOR app, the Lovington Sports YouTube channel, and on the Lovington Sports channel on HobbsAmerica.com. I'm TJ Miracle, high above Watson Stadium. Dawn Morgan patrolling the sidelines tonight as we get ready for the annual Lee County Battle. Of course, the Cats winning last year's affair here at Watson Stadium pretty convincingly, and then moving on last week and winning their first game, while the Eagles had kind of a rough year last year and kind of a rough go up in Clovis this past Saturday evening as they lost to the Clovis version of the Wildcats 14-10. Lovington, though, looking to put Hobbs in an 0-2 hole here in this abbreviated 4-game season, Dawn.
Yeah, it really matters how many wins you've got in this abbreviated season, but it matters how you win as well, and the margin. I mean, I haven't heard that specifically, but you have to figure that that's got to be taken into consideration with such a short season, and the possibility and the very likely, the probability that a lot of teams are going to come up with pretty much the same record, or very close to it. How do you really choose? Well, it's going to matter what kind of score you put up on the board against your opponents. And 54-20 looked pretty good at the end of that game at Wildcat Stadium last Friday night. So, Hobbs is going to look to try to notch, a win and get things turned back around. And Lovington is going to look to take that momentum and confidence that they got from last Friday night into this game, and the knowledge that they beat Hobbs last year to try to put them, as you said, put them in the hole. Last Friday night, what was really fun was listening to some of the comments by Lovington folks after last Friday's game, and hearing, for instance, David Campbell from First American Bank, one of our good station friends in the station this last week, talking about how Lovington was all abuzz about the offensive line for Lovington, and the fact that they played such a strong game, as we mentioned after the game last Friday. Defensively, they were extremely strong, holding Ruidoso just the 20 points, but offensively, they were amazing, and they're getting such good leadership from their seniors. And, of course, Jeffrey Jared, Marcus Rodriguez, Javier Contreras, also on the line, Trace Areola, Craig Alexander, Alexander Trammell, Justin Hazel, Damian Ortiz. All of those guys are really showing up big time. I mean, they are instrumental. Last Friday, they were at the heart of every play. They were just playing so well, even special teams. They were all firing, and they're going to need to bring that full, complete game from beginning to end with them tonight and show it against these Eagles.
Well, they certainly are. Jared Jeffrey last week went in the game 10 of 19 for 200 and, 2 of 19 for 218. Lovington's quarterbacks, too, as Aranda came in for a couple of plays there. He went 2 of 2 in that ball game. 5 touchdowns collectively for the Lovington offense last week. Favorite target, of course, was Tayton Hilliard. He caught 5 balls for 127 yards, including 3 touchdown passes. So, a big offensive explosion for the Wildcats last week. They also had a couple of interceptions, forced some special teams turnovers. So just a very, very important game and a very impressive game last week for the Lovington Wildcats. So, Dawn, what do you think are going to be some of the keys for this one?
Lovington is going to have to play as penalty-free as they can. That was the only thing that really shadowed their first half last week. In fact, it really was mostly in the first quarter. And then they made some adjustments, and they were able to relax a little bit. But I think tonight, if they come out real tight and super aggressive, then they could shoot themselves in the foot. And they need to avoid that, because they got lucky, and it didn't hurt them that much last Friday night. But tonight against Hobbs, they're going to have to play clean, but they are going to have to still be aggressive, really go for it, and get that maximum effort that Coach G loves to see, that fanatic intensity that he likes from the get-go.
Well, and I think you're absolutely right. For the offense, I think it's just do what you're going to do. I mean, the offensive line gave Jeffrey plenty of time last week. If they do that again, give him time to find his receivers and give some holes for Marcus Rodriguez, who rushed for over 100 yards last week, including a couple of touchdowns. It could be a long night for the Eagle defense. On the defensive side, control the line and really get after Colton Graham, the junior quarterback for the Hobbs Eagles. He went 14 of 21 last week for 114 yards and didn't throw any touchdowns. He did have 1 interception in that ball game. He's also the primary rushing threat for the Eagles, carried the ball 21 times last week as well for 65 yards. So if they can contain Graham and control the line both offensively and defensively, I think it's going to be a big night for our Lovington Wildcats. As the Cats come out onto the field, they are wearing the road whites. White helmets, white jerseys, white pants, blue letters and numbers, Cats in script on the bright white helmets for the Hobbs Eagles. They are going to be in the home black uniform, so all black this year. Black helmets, black pants, black jerseys, old gold letters and numbers. I thought I had complained about those a number of years ago because they are a little bit hard to pick up from up here, but we will do the best we can. So black versus white, Cats versus Birds, Lovington versus Hobbs. It does not get any better than that. As the clock continues to tick down on the pregame show, the teams have headed to their end zones. So we are here, so let's go ahead and take a 3-minute timeout, and we'll come back with the kickoff. You're listening to the Lovington Wildcats on Z94 KZOR. Back here at Watson Stadium, getting ready for the start of the Hobbs Eagles and the Lovington Wildcats. Game 2 of this abbreviated spring 2021 season. Alongside Dawn Morgan, well, actually Dawn Morgan patrolling field side tonight as she always does. I'm TJ Miracle from high above Watson Stadium. Big thanks to Patrick Alexander helping us control and run the camera system tonight. Hey, glad to have you with us wherever you are, of course, around Lee County and West Texas on Z94 KZOR and around the world on the Z94 KZOR app for the audio and, of course, video now this year. Something that we are proud to add from Walmart Digital Solutions, with the digital, of course, being on the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. Please give us a subscription there, and you can see that on all of your smart TVs and on all your devices. And, of course, also available on all your devices on HobbsAmerica.com and the Lovington Sports Channel. So, Dawn, as we get ready for the kickoff of this one, final thoughts from here at Watson Stadium tonight.
Final thoughts. So we had a really good showing of leadership under center from Jared Jeffrey last Friday. It was an almost exclusively passing game for Lovington. It's going to be interesting to see if they run the ball more tonight. But, you know, it's just exciting to be here just a moment or so before kickoff. These guys seem and sound like they're really ready tonight. Very anxious to get this underway. Go Cats.
Absolutely, and we are looking forward to it. course, there's nothing like a big rivalry game here within the county. Of course, Coach Kent Stevens, longtime coach of the Eunice Cardinals, taking over the Hobbs Eagle program last year, trying to get it rebuilt. Coach G in his 4th season at Lovington, making it to the state semifinals last year, would like to move another round or 2 in this year. Well, you can't go 2 more rounds, but get to the finals and win the thing in the bowl situation that we will potentially be having. As the Wildcats lost the toss, and so the Eagles won the toss and deferred, and so the Wildcats will get the first possession in this one from the offensive side of things. So ready to go here on a Friday night under the lights at Watson Stadium. Javier Contreras back deep to receive for your Lovington Wildcats. Of course, the Cats in white, they'll be moving from the north to the south. Hobbs moving from the south to the north. I believe I'll double check that number, and it'll be Colton Graham, the quarterback for the Eagles. He also does most of the kicking duties for this Hobbs team. So Graham will tee it up at the 40. And here we go. We are underway under the Friday night lights. It is a high end over-ender that is going to go out of the back of the end zone. And so Lovington will set up 1st and 10 on their own 20-yard line. So 1st and 10 from the 20. That's where the Cats will have the ball to start it out, and that's where Jared Jeffrey will lead the offense out as Coach G sends his offensive unit onto the field, ready to go here tonight. Of course, they struck on their first possession last week against Ruidoso before having a little bit of a late first quarter, early second quarter lag, and then blew up in the third. Hobbs dressing out a few more kids this week, I noticed, than last week. So Lovington will come out with trips to the left, one to the right. Hand off to Rodriguez. He puts it on the turf immediately in a mad scramble for the ball back a couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage. I think Marcus got it back, but almost disaster on play 1, Dawn.
Yeah, almost. And, Hobbs was eagle eye on that, ready to pounce. But luckily, Lovington was able to save that from being a turnover right here on the first play.
So that'll bring up a 2nd down and 12 to go for the Wildcats. High snap, it's handed off to Rodriguez, trying the right side sweep. Gets across the 20 and rugs his way forward to about the 23-yard line. So he got what he lost back and a couple of more besides, so call it a gain of 4 on the play, and quickly an important 3rd down and 8 for the Wildcats.
Yeah, the Cats really need, for psychologically as well as field advantage, to move this ball forward quickly.
Trips receivers to the left, 1 to the right. It's Rodriguez in the backfield with Jeffrey. Jeffrey pump fake, steps up and then loses the football, and it is on the turf. It bounces, though, right up back into his hands, and Jared will fall forward. He's going to wind up with about 5 yards on one of the strangest plays maybe you'll ever see, and it is 4th down and 1. It's like he tried to pump fake and just kind of lost the handle on the ball there.
Yeah,
and lucky he got it back, so 2 near fumbles in the very first possession. Now the question is, with 3rd and less than a yard or right at a yard to go, will Coach G go for it or will he kick it away?
Nope, he's kicking it away.
Yeah, he is showing punt formation. Hobbs not really sending anybody back too deep on this one, but I think maybe just a little nerves for the Wildcats on that first possession.
Yeah, I think so. They settle into it a bit.
So preparing to kick it away for the Wildcats. And like I said, nobody back really deep to receive for the Eagles. Play clock rolls. 10-17 to go, no score, and it'll be an up back who will get it on the sneak, and the fake works to perfection, and Lovington will move the chains. 1st down, Cats, as was that Trace Areola, 33? Yes, it was.
Yes, it was.
So Trace Areola is going to get it across the 30 up to the 34-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 5 for the senior running back and move the chains. 1st down, Cats.
I thought that might be what was going on, because I tell you what, Aguilera and Coach G over here were looking very intently at each other right before that play. I thought maybe some trickery.
Jeffrey from the pistol, and he tries to hand it off, but Rodriguez went the other way, and so he's going to get back to the line, and no gain. So the Cats with 3 mistakes on their first 4 offensive plays, and they really need to get it together here. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Yeah. And Hobbs' defense, to their credit, they really are sniffing this out. That was big number 54, Andre Alvarado, who was in initially on the hit on that takedown.
So it'll be 2nd down and 10. 5 receiver set, empty backfield. Trips to the right, 2 to the left. From the shotgun, send a man in motion. That's Rodriguez. Fake the handoff. Jeffrey will keep it himself. Starts it over the left side. Now he'll swing it out far left, and he's going to be tripped up and knocked down as he crosses the 40 to the 42-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 6 yards, and it'll be an important 3rd down and 4. As Jeffrey 3 carries now for 11 yards before he got tripped up on the near side by one of the backs for the Hobbs Eagles, one of the defensive backs.
Carter Johnson was in on that stop again with Andre Alvarado.
So a good spot, and it'll actually be 3rd down and about 2 for Jeffrey. Give him 8 on the play, and whistles sound before the play comes off. Did somebody call timeout?
Coach G is over here. I think he was indicating that he called timeout.
Yep, so timeout going to be taken by the Lovington Wildcats, facing a 3rd down and 2. 8:29 remaining here in the first quarter. Lovington on the march. We're back in 30 on Z94 KZOR. Back here at Watson Stadium, the Lovington Wildcats taking a timeout. They have been all sorts of discombobulated here on their opening possession. They've had handoffs go the wrong way, a couple of fumbles that they've been very fortunate not to lose, and just a lot of miscommunication. So Coach G, I think, trying to settle down his Wildcats. Amazing when you have problems like that you have managed to get a 1st down and move the chains. So they've got to get it up to the 44. They are at the 42-yard line, ball on the near hash. 8:29 remaining here in the first quarter. Rodriguez moves up, goes in motion. High snap, Jeffrey will get it, hit in the backfield, steps through. He'll step up and he'll be dragged forward to about the 45. It'll be a pickup of 3 on the quarterback keeper and move the chains. 1st down. Cats seem to work just a little bit better that time. And again, Andre Alvarado, the sophomore lineman, in on the initial stop for the Hobbs Eagles.
Yes, but Lovington's line did open up a little more of a hole there for Jerry to get in and get that crucial extra yard.
Empty set in the backfield, trips right to left. Jeffrey from the pistol, 3-step drop, throws the wide receiver screen far side. It'll be complete, but not much there for Tatum Hilliard. He's going to get about a yard out of that completion, but hey, you got the completion, so it'll be 2nd down and 9.
A helmet came off from a Hobbs player on that play, so I believe somebody will be going out.
Yeah, gonna have to. If the helmet comes off, you do have to go out for one place. The wide receiver screen sniffed out nicely on the far side. Trips to the left side this time, one to the right. Rodriguez in the backfield, 3-step drop for Jeffrey. Throws it over that far side. Hilliard again, and he is going to be planted just as he gets it. It's a 3-yard gain, but a big hit by the Hobbs Eagles, and that was Hilliard again, correct, Don? I'm having a little trouble all the way across the field.
Yeah, it certainly was. It was number 14, and making the stop right there with good man-to-man coverage on him was number 5 for the Hobbs Eagles. That was Hunter Wright.
So it'll bring up a 3rd down and about 6 to go. As I'm trying to keep up with the scoreboard here too. So 3rd and 6. And Jeffrey back to pass. Comes near side, has a man at the 45. Out to the 40-yard line, and that'll be more than enough to move the chains. It'll be a pickup of 12 on the completion to Javier Contreras. And so Lovington may be starting to find just a little bit here.
Yeah, I think they're finding a little bit of rhythm. Jeffrey looks like, and the offensive line, they look like they've settled down just a little bit. A couple of successful, completions will do that for you.
Yes, they will. So it'll reset the down marker, and so it'll be a handoff and not much running room anywhere for Marcus Rodriguez as he tried pretty much the teeth of that Hobbs line. Got back to the original line of scrimmage, but no more than that, and it'll be 2nd down and 10.
So far, again, Lovington having much more success with their passing game rather than the running game. But the game is early, but we will see. Jeffrey, a really nice arm on him. We noticed that last Friday night, and good coverage again. The offensive line giving him a little time to get set and to find his man and to make a good throw.
Lost a yard, so it'll be 2nd down and 11. Trips to the right, 2 to the left. Send Rodriguez in motion, and they'll pitch it to him on the end around. Rodriguez looking for a hole, not much there. Gets to the 40, back to the original line of scrimmage. So he picked up a yard, maybe 2 on that one, depending on the spot. And it'll be 3rd down and 10 for your Cats.
Lovington can't afford to get stalled out right here. They need to keep that momentum and move forward. So maybe look for, again, for Jeffrey with another pass coming.
As the Cats have burned a lot of time off the clock, still 5:13 remaining in the first. Empty set in the backfield. Jeffrey, 3-step drop. Steps up in the pocket, gets a little hole. Now he's just going to tuck it, take it himself to the 35. Cuts it back to the middle and going to be near the 30-yard line. He's going to be just shy of the first down, but a good line opened up, and Jared took advantage of it. He's going to get 9 on the play. That's his 5th carry for 25 yards. And so now Coach G has a decision to make. 4th down and 1. He went for it deep in his own territory. You got to think he is going to do it once again. So Jeffrey with the empty set in the backfield, trying to spread out the Hobbs line. Hobbs goes with 3 across the front. See what they do. High snap. Jeffrey handles it, throws it near side, complete to Rodriguez, who actually goes backwards. I think he's got enough for the first down. They should give him the forward progress, but he bounced back trying to avoid a Hobbs tackler, and credit where credit is due. The Hobbs linebacker on that one stayed on top of him very, very nicely and went ahead and made that stop. That was number 34, Seth Blakey. But it will move the chains. First down for your Lovington Wildcats. And Evie, we should be reconnected on the timeline. Trips to the near side, handed off to Rodriguez. Little stutter step behind the line, gets it across the 30 up to the 28. Hard running on the inside for Rodriguez, and it'll be 2nd down and about 8 to go. So 2nd and 8 for Rodriguez. Gets it up to the 28-yard line. Lovington is absolutely dominating the clock here in this first quarter of play. They've had it since the opening possession. 3:33 remaining here in this first quarter. So it'll be 2nd down and about 8 to go. Fake the handoff. Jeffrey rolls right, throws it across the middle. Has a man. That is Ariola at the 20. Gets out of a tackle and forward to the 19-yard line and move the chains. First down, Cats. It'll be an 8-yard completion to Trace Ariola. So Ariola moves the chains for the 2nd time tonight, and that'll be the 5th first down on this drive for your Lovington Wildcats.
I think that caught Hobbs by surprise a bit. Ariola was wide open. Didn't have much coverage on him at all. It was a nice call.
As my pins keep falling to the floor here. So it'll be a handoff to Rodriguez, trying to get to the corner. He'll have a little room, bounces out of one tackle before he's brought down at around the 16-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 3 for Marcus. A lot of 6 carries, only 8 yards, but, you know, you got to get those runs, and it's eating more clock. We're down to 2.5 minutes, so Lovington has had possession for nearly 10 minutes so far here in this fast-moving first quarter, and so far it's been all Cats.
Yeah, and as the longer they keep the football, the more comfortable they get with that ball.
So from inside the red zone, 2nd down and 8, going for it all, throwing it across the middle and complete and into the end zone. 6 on the board, touchdown Wildcats, 17 yards, Adam Aguilera, and the Cats strike first.
That was a great offensive drive. It started a little shaky this quarter for Lovington, but they put it all together. They got stronger every play, and they marched down to the end zone, put it in. Now, conversions are going to be very important. They were not good for Lovington early in last week's game, but then toward the end, they started making those points.
And they need to do it again. Lucas Contreras on to do the kicking duties. Trace Ariola, the normal holder. So 6-0, Lovington in the lead. 1:55 remaining here in this first quarter of play. So Ariola to hold. High snap, it's handled as Contreras will get the kick up, and it is good. So the Lovington Wildcats march it down the field, an 80-yard drive that takes 10 minutes and 11 seconds. And Lovington with the 7-0 lead. We're back in a minute. This is Wildcat football on Z94 KZOR. An 80-yard drive that takes over 10 minutes off the clock, capped off by a 17-yard touchdown pass from Jared Jeffrey to Adam Aguilera, and the Wildcats roar here at Watson Stadium and take the early 7-0 lead with Dawn Morgan patrolling field side. I'm TJ Miracle up high above Watson Stadium. Big thanks to Patrick Alexander helping us run the camera tonight on the Lovington Sports YouTube channel and also on HobbsAmerica.com. So Contreras will kick it away after an over 10-minute drive.
Yeah, I like how varied the receivers were for Jeffrey on that. You had Aguilera, you had Hilliard, you had Areola. He was throwing all over the place and keeping Hobbs off balance, and I like that.
Kickoff by Aguilera.
And so Aguilera will actually come on to do the kicking duties after he gets the touchdown, and it'll be a high end over ender going to be fielded at the 15. Hobbs going to run a little bit of a starburst. Lovington not falling for it at all as they hand it to Adonis Bryan, and Lovington going, yep, we've seen this number before. Trace Areola in on the stop for the Wildcats, among others also in the neighborhood, Craig Alexander, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Eagles from the 20-yard line. Not sure why anybody still does that starburst. I'm not sure anybody falls for it anymore, and Lovington certainly didn't. So Lovington up 7-0 here late in the first quarter. Colton Graham leads the Eagles out onto the field. Eagles moving from the left to the right. Graham checks his wristband. He's got a running back in the backfield with him and trips receivers to the left side. And he will hand it off on the jet sweep to the far side. Alexander giving chase to the running back, and he'll be knocked out of bounds after about a 5-yard gain, as that was Corbin Thompson, I believe. So Thompson going to pick up, well, not the best spot in the world. Thompson going to get 3 on the play, so it'll bring up a 2nd down and 7 for the Eagles. So 2nd and 7 after the handoff to Thompson. He'll be in the backfield again with Graham. Graham pointing out coverages. Lovington going with a 3-man look. Graham with time, steps up, guns it across the middle, overthrown, and that one almost disaster for the Hobbs Eagles as he wasn't rushed, had a man wide open, but just overthrew him right there.
And I think that was Henson who got a hand on it, reached out, and 1.5 more steps for him. That could have been an INT.
So under a minute to play here in a fast-moving first quarter, and it'll be 3rd down and about 7 for the Hobbs Eagles from up at the 23.5-yard line. 58 seconds to go as Graham looks over to Kent Stevens, gets his play. And Hobbs will come out in a 4-receiver set, 2 left, 2 right. From the far hash mark, low snap. Graham handles it, going to roll to the near side, being chased by the Wildcats. Just going to have to tuck it, take it himself, and he's going to slide down, give himself up at about the 27-yard line. A couple of Wildcats in the neighborhood.
Anthony Gomez and Alexander Trammell hot on his heels, putting the pressure on.
So we'll pick up a 2 on the play, and it'll be 4th down and 5 for the Hobbs Eagles. And a couple of the Hobbs faithful here kind of wanting a maybe a late hit because Graham did give himself up and slid down. I think it was just momentum that carried him in. That's how the officials saw it. So decision time for Coach Stevens with a 4th down and 5 from the 30-yard line. They are going to show punt. Now let's see if maybe they're going to go with a little trickeration here. Lovington has been a little susceptible to that during Coach G's run, but they will kick it away, and it is a low knuckleballer that'll take a Hobbs bounce at the 50, go across the 45, and then go sideways back at the 42-yard line before it is downed by Hobbs and Braden Strickland. And so Lovington will have good field position as they start their 2nd possession of the ball game, up 7-0 with just 3 seconds remaining here in this first quarter. So 1 play, and then we will head, of course, into the 2nd.
If they can play with the calm, ease, and the poise that they had on the, especially the second half of that first offensive drive that really led to that score, then they'll be doing themselves a favor if they can sort of dominate possession of the ball, move it forward, but eat some more time off the clock and end up with another score. That's what you want to see. They have to be careful. They have to protect the football and don't give it up here.
So Jared Jeffrey leads his squad back out from the shotgun, sends a man in motion from the left to the right. Low snap, Jared handles it. He wants it all, going down the far sideline as Hilliard will leap, and in and out of his hands. He was hit just as the ball got there. Good timing from Omar Argot, and so that'll end the first quarter. Lovington up 7-0. We're back for the 2nd in 1 minute on Z94 KZOR. back here at Watson Stadium. Start of the second quarter, Lovington up by a score of 7-0 in this battle of Lee County. They dominated time of possession in the first. From high above the stadium up in the visiting radio booth, I'm TJ Miracle. Don Morgan patrols the sideline. Patrick Alexander helping us with the camera work tonight. So Lovington will bring it back out. It'll be 2nd down and 10 after the incompletion. From the 41-yard line, Lovington in their own territory. Deep back in the backfield with Jeffrey will be Rodriguez. Jeffrey from the pistol formation, fake the handoff. He's looking to the left side and dumps it out of Trace Ariola's reach, so incomplete. And it'll be 3rd down and 10 for the Wildcats, so a couple of misfires last couple of plays.
Well, it was a pretty good throw. From this vantage, I could see Trace Ariola turn around and he hit his own chest. He's like, it's on me, that's my bet. It was in and out of his hands. I think he just didn't quite turn around fast enough to really get and keep possession of that ball.
So 3rd and 10 for your Wildcats. Send trips receivers to the left, one to the right. Single back in the backfield, out of the pistol, it'll be Jeffrey. Jeffrey, 5-step drop, looks up, pump fake, going to be in trouble. Rolls out near side, throws it underneath and overthrows. His intended target was trying to get Adam Aguilera coming up on the near side. So 3 straight misfires. Pretty good coverage for the Hobbs Eagles right there, and it'll be 4th and 10 for the Wildcats.
And it looks like Coach will punt, or at least he's sending the punt squad on. We'll see what actually happens with this.
Clock stop with 11:49 to go here in the first half. Lovington up 7-0. Back deep to receive for the Hobbs Eagles. It'll be Adonis Bryant. Not back all that deep. So
I think he's going to punt away.
I think he is, yep. And so Aguilera will just pop it straight up in the air. Brian says, get away from it, get away from it. It'll bounce at the 35 and then go out of bounds, and they're going to mark it at the 31. So a nice Lovington spot on that one. So out of bounds, and Hobbs will take back over their second possession of this ball game, and they'll have pretty decent field position on this one. See if the Lovington defense can step up and do their thing once again.
Well, they were pretty successful last Friday night in coming in and doing what was necessary at the right time. So let's see if they can step up and hold Hobbs again. Lovington really needing to get that ball back.
Graham will lead his team out onto the field from the 34-yard line inside their own territory. Single back in the backfield with him will be Corbin Thompson, the junior running back. Twins left, twins right. From the near hash mark, Lovington shows blitz. As Graham will take it, little misdirection, he gives it off. Thompson up the middle with plenty of room to run. He's across the 45, across the 50, into Wildcat territory, down to the 47-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 15 for Thompson, and it'll move the chains. First down of the ball game for the Eagles. Little misdirection there, and Lovington bit on it on the interior of the line.
Yeah, and that was number 6 for Lovington, who came from behind and put the big hold on and brought him
Perez.
down.
Lovington shows blitz again. Graham looks to pass, comes near side on the crossing route, has a man at the 40, and that'll be complete. It'll be a pickup of 8. And Dawn, did you catch the number of the Eagle receiver who caught that?
I couldn't, but there was too much traffic between.
I think it was Demetrius Frausto, number 6. So it's an 8-yard completion. It'll be 2nd down and 2. A nice little crossing route there that worked just fine for the Eagles. So 2nd down and 2, first completion of the game for Graham from the shotgun with split backs in the backfield with him. Handed off this time and hitting the backfield and not going anywhere is Thompson. Gets back to the line of scrimmage. They might give him forward progress for about a yard. They will. And so it's an important 3rd down and 1 now for the Hobbs Eagles.
And once again, that was number 6, key and instrumental on that stop for Lovington.
It's Joseph Perez doing a nice job there. Perez, the junior linebacker for this Cat squad.
Reading the play pretty well and being where he needed to be at the right time.
Twins left, one to the right, 2 backs in the backfield. Going to try maybe some misdirection once again. Handed off to Thompson, who's hit. Lovington does not fall for it that time. He is stacked up at the line and nowhere to go as the Lovington Wildcats defensive line comes through in a big way as Alexander in on that stop. Looked like Alexander, Alexander and Trammell. I was too many Alexanders on the field. So no gain, and it'll be 4th down and 1 and decision time for Coach Stevens.
Yeah, a big round of applause and recognition for that great defensive stand over here by the faithful in Lovington, and they have packed the stands on this visitor side.
Everybody who could get in with the COVID restrictions is, and Hobbs will go for it. Twins left, twins right. Single back in the backfield. and they will hand it off, and it'll be a first down for the Hobbs Eagles. Is squirting through, and right up the middle was Isaiah Licone, and so he's going to pick up 4, and it'll be enough to move the chains. First down for the Eagles, who go for it on 4th down and 1, their second first down of this half.
And that's kind of how Lovington dominated the football on that long offensive drive in that first quarter. They just held on, and they made a few short yardage gains here and there when they needed to, and that was for Hobbs. That was a saving play right there.
7-0, Lovington in the lead. 9 minutes remaining here in this first half of play. Hobbs on the march, though, deep inside Lovington territory to the 36-yard line. Graham from the shotgun with split backs in the backfield with him. He'll hand it off on the little sweep, and coming around, not much room to run, is Thompson. He's going to get a yard out of it, but no more. And it'll be 2nd down and 9. Lovington defense doing a nice job wrapping him up.
Yeah,
20
absolutely.
yards.
Anthony Gomez was on the bottom of that pile. When everybody got up, he was near the bottom, so he was in on that takedown.
20 yards on 5 carries. So a 4-yard average for Corbin Thompson. 2nd down and a long 8, short 9. Send a man in motion, and they will hand it off to that motion man on the end around. Looking for some running room across the 30. Flag on the play as Caden Trevino is going to pick up about 7, but the way they threw that one, that's going to be in the neighborhood of holding as the wind starts picking up, and I have a feeling this one is coming back. But we'll wait and see what the call from the man in the white hat is. So Trevino got Lovington out of position as they did that little end-around toss, and it will be holding on Hobbs, so it'll be from the spot of the foul. First penalty of the ball game for either team, and so you hate that for Trevino. He had a good gain of about 6 yards, but it'll move him back, and we'll replay 2nd down. And so from the spot of the foul, which was up at the 34, they'll move him back to the 44-yard line. And so it'll be 2nd down and we'll call it 2nd and 16. So 2nd and 16, first penalty of the game is a costly one for the Hobbs Eagles.
Big plays can happen on desperation.
Twins left, twins right. Thompson in the backfield with Graham. Graham will hand it off to Thompson. Nope, he'll just keep it itself. Steps through the line, across the 40 to the 35, out near the 30-yard line, so got the penalty back and maybe a couple yards more. The seas parted for the Wildcats, and so Graham gets most of that penalty back and a little more, and it'll be 3rd down and 4 as he gets 11 on the quarterback keeper.
It's Isaac Henson making that with a nice
All right, so it'll be a 3rd down and 4 after the good run by Graham. Clock down to 7.5 minutes. Graham with split backs in the backfield. That's Licone and Thompson. Graham to pass is going to be pressured and hit in the backfield, and he is going to be sacked back at the 40. First sack of the ball game, and spinning around doing the do-si-do and putting him down. Great play for the Wildcats. That was Isaac Henson on the safety blitz, bringing him down.
And number 44 in on that. So great job by Lovington. Again, the defense coming through. They need to keep this up.
So it'll be an 8-yard sack, first of the ball game, and it'll be 4th down and 11. So 4th and 11 as Coach Stevens going to take the timeout. He wants to talk about it. 7:04 remaining in the first half. Lovington 7, Hobbs nothing. We're back in 30 seconds on Z94 KZOR. Back here at Watson Stadium, and actually the timeout will be a weather delay. So weather delay here at Watson Stadium as thunderstorms moving through the area as lightning has caused the weather delay. So I believe we have to have a 30-minute delay before we can resume. So a 30-minute delay here from Watson Stadium due to lightning. as we'll keep you in touch and in the know. Dawn, what's it doing down there? I know you're going to have to evac the field here, but
it's dry right now. It's sprinkled much of that first quarter, and then now it's dry when they. There's just a spit of rain every once in a while, and even the flag is limp right now on the pole, although the winds are a little bit gusty. So it's ironic that we've got the weather delay right now with the lightning.
So the weather delay, the lightning delay have sent the kids, Lovington, back to the bus, and Hobbs back into the multi-purpose facility in the field house. So with the weather delay, we will go ahead and take it with them. I got to do some reprogramming on the video streams because something tells me we're going to be going late into the night on this one. 7:04 remaining in the first half. Lovington leads 7-0. We'll send it back to Z94 KZOR for music, and we'll be back with you in just a few minutes. This is Wildcat Football from Z94 KZOR, the Z94 KZOR app, also online at the Lovington Sports YouTube channel and HobbsAmerica.com. Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Watson Stadium, Lovington Wildcat football here on Z94 KZOR, also the Z94 KZOR app, the Lovington Sports YouTube channel, and the Lovington channel on HobbsAmerica.com. We are still in a lightning delay from here at Watson Stadium. Of course, when they see lightning within a certain distance, they do have to evacuate everyone from the stands in the stadium and put the teams back in their respective, in this case, the Hobbs team in their multi-purpose facility. The Lovington team is back on their bus. So 30 minutes from the last lightning strike detected. There are some thunderstorms coming through Lee County this evening, but right now, you know, it has not, I don't know that they found any lightning in a while. So hopefully in the next 20 to 30 minutes, we will be back to additional football and more football. Of course, our score 7-0 here in the second quarter with 7:04 remaining in the second. So when we get back to play, we'll see how it all works out. It is Hobbs football, and they will be facing, let me get my scoreboard up here. It will be 2nd down and 4 for the Hobbs Eagles. So hopefully here in about 20 minutes or so, we will be back to playing football. That is, of course, assuming no more lightning hits within the parameters that the NMAA has set up. So from here at Watson Stadium, our score 7-0 in a lightning delay. We will send it back to Z94 KZOR and keep you updated. Stay tuned in. As soon as we get to playing again, we'll be back to it here on Z94 KZOR. around the world, and also on the Lovington Sports YouTube channel and HobbsAmerica.com as the teams back out onto the field. Well, the Lovington Wildcats back out on the field as the Hobbs Eagles coming out of the Eagle Multi-Purpose Facility tonight. So we will have a 3-minute warm-up period as soon as Hobbs gets to the field. They will go ahead and start that warm-up clock, and then we will resume play with 7:04 remaining in the first half, and Lovington up 7-0. I'm TJ Miracle. Dawn Morgan patrols the field tonight. So, all right, as we get back to it, Lovington on the bus there, Dawn, looked like. So, I think warming up as they come back out going to be very important for them after being, kind of confined on the bus down there.
Yeah, exactly. And, they really had the upper hand in terms of the momentum. So it's a real shame that the game got interrupted. But they were all together as a team and on the bus. And I think that way I heard some, just some cheers and some yelling. I think they were trying to stay connected as a team and keep their energy up, especially in the last few minutes when they know that they were getting off the bus and going to come out and be able to warm up. So yeah, definitely important warm-up period to re-warm up and to just try to remember how that felt having the momentum in this game and try to get back on the field and keep the upper hand against the Eagles.
Well, absolutely right. And Lovington taking full advantage as they are not going to start the warm-up clock until Hobbs comes out and starts their warm-up. So it'll give Lovington, after being cooped up on the bus for the last 45 minutes or so, more of an opportunity to warm up, loosen up, and get ready to go once again. So back here at Watson Stadium, Lovington leading 7-0 after the lightning delay, and Hobbs with the 4th down and 12 to go as the Eagles come back out onto the field, and they have finally started the warm-up clock. So we will take a 2-minute timeout, come back and resume the action. It's the Lee County battle, Hobbs and Lovington, here on Z94 KZOR, also on the Z94 KZOR app, on the Lovington Sports YouTube channel, and on HobbsAmerica.com. Back here at Watson Stadium as the teams back out onto the field warming up as we prepare to resume this Lee County matchup here tonight between the Lovington Wildcats and the Hobbs Eagles. Lovington leading 7-0 with about 20 seconds or so left on the warm-up clock as Coach G on the far sideline getting his team back together. Here on the near side, Coach Stevens wrapping his team back around him. So it'll be 4th down and 12 to go as we get back underway here at Watson Stadium tonight after about the 45-minute lightning delay. So Dawn, how are they feeling over there? What are you seeing? What are you hearing?
Yeah, I think that they're just really excited, still excited to play, excited to get back on the field after that break. Everybody was just sort of disgusted, that here we are, they're ready, they're going, we're playing finally. And then, of course, after the rain had really stopped, then it gets called for a weather delay. Now, I will tell you, it is sprinkling again down here, and it's probably a little heavier right now than it was even during that first quarter. Not coming down hard, but just kind of a heavier sprinkle along with that breeze.
All right, so might wind up playing a little bit of a role in this game as we move on through it. So back out for 4th down and 12 as Hobbs looks like they will be going for it inside of Lovington territory from the 39-yard line. Graham from the shotgun sends trips receivers to the left. One man up to the right, Lovington running in man-on-man defense, trying the hard count, and somebody jumped. The question is, was Lovington drawn? And will it be a false start or will it be offsides? The side judge pointing at Lovington. We'll have to see what the head official says. Lovington was showing blitz on that play, Dawn, and looks like they're going to call the offsides on Lovington. Got just a little bit antsy there, and so their first penalty of the ball game, and that's how we resume play on this Friday night. They'll move it up 5 yards, so that'll help them out a little bit.
Hobbs actually, I guess, being smart, playing on that anxiety by Lovington and getting them to jump.
4th and 7, Graham from the shotgun. 5-step drop. Now he steps up in the pocket. He slings it down through the middle, and that one is going to be almost picked off as Graham got a little bit too much air under that one and led and overthrew his intended target down there. I'm trying to catch the number. His jersey's kind of bunched up in the front. Either way, it is an incomplete pass, and it'll go over on downs to the Wildcats. So Hobbs gambles, but comes up empty on the 4th down.
There were 3 Lovington, possible spoilers on that play. And that was good coverage and actually good rushing across the line against that Lovington defensive pressure was hot.
Yes, it was. So Lovington will take back over on the offense. Jeffrey from the pistol formation. He's got Rodriguez right behind him, a 4-receiver set. Twins to the left and twins to the right. From the far hash mark, from the 39-yard line, Cats in their own territory, up 7-0. Hand it to Rodriguez. Comes near side, is hit in the backfield, and is no room to run as he's going to be brought down back at the 30. Leading the charge was Caden Trevino for the Hobbs Eagles, and it'll be a loss of a yard for Rodriguez. He has had very tough running tonight and just not able to find a whole lot of room. So 2nd down and 11 for the Cats as play comes in from the sideline, and they're back to it. Send twins out to the left, one to the right, and a tight end of the game. Send a man in motion left to right. Jeffrey from the pistol formation looks to the far side. Wide receiver screen has a man. Right at
Henson.
That's Henson back at the original line of scrimmage. So Henson, his first catch of the night, and they'll give him 2, make it 3. But now it'll be an important 3rd down for the Wildcats. So 3rd down and about 8 to go for the Cats. Clock continues.
Cats really have got to get revved up. They're looking just a little flat right now. They need to get drawn back into this.
7-0, 5:45 remaining in the first half. Twins left, twins right. Send a man in motion from the left to the right. Jeffrey, 3-step drop. Has good protection over the middle. Has a man and in and out of the hands of Rodriguez, his intended target. That would have been pretty much right at the 1st down marker, and he had some room to run, but I think he tried to grab a hold of that and maybe start running before he had possession and causes him to drop it. So it'll be 4th down and 8 for the Cats, and you've got to think it'll be punt time here. So the incomplete pass makes it 4th down and 8. On to do the punting for the Wildcats will be Adam Aguilera. So Adam going to send a man in motion. High snap, and he's going to bobble it. He's just going to have to tuck it and take it himself. Got a good bounce. Coming to the near side. Has some room. Tiptoes it and gets it across the 40. So Aguilera on a muffed play is going to get 6 yards running, but it won't be enough, and it'll turn the ball over on downs to the Hobbs Eagles.
Well, it could have been worse, but it's still, not good result on that play, and gives the Eagles, some pretty good field advantage.
They do, as the Hobbs will take over at the 41-yard line inside Lovington territory. It's basically where they were when they gave it back to Lovington after they went out on fourth down. So it'll be Graham from the shotgun, twins to the right. They'll send a man in motion from the backfield to the right side. Graham throws the wide receiver screen, has him, and hit right at the line, and we are going to have a penalty in the backfield. I think we're going to have roughing the passer, as that pass was completed to number 23. That's Licone, Isaiah Licone. No gain on the play, but I think we're going to have a roughing the passer call, and so that'll be 15 yards and an automatic first down, but we'll see for sure what the man in the white hat has to say. And it will be personal foul, and it will be roughing the passer, and so a bad 15-yard penalty on the Cats, and it'll be a first down for Hobbs and 15 yards, adding insult to injury, Don.
Yeah, and that's a shame, because actually there was some good solid tackling there, keeping that man from breaking free and running for the end zone, and that's a shame that gets wiped out, and that yardage, gets taken off against Lovington.
So 15 yards will move them down right to the 25-yard line. So Hobbs knocking on the red zone door with 5:06 remaining here in the first half. Lovington holding on to a 7-0 lead. Of course, we're back to it after about a 45-minute lightning delay here at Watson Stadium. So Hobbs trying to get something going. They played Clovis very, very tough last week, losing 14-10, so they can move the football. Graham from the shotgun will get it. Throws the wide receiver screen near side, and it'll be complete, but not a lot there. Back to the line of scrimmage and no more. So the last two completions have been for no gain, as that one is going to be thrown to Caleb Hedrick, his first catch of the day, but it is for no gain, and it'll be second down and 10 for the Eagles. So second and 10. Sorry, Don, go ahead.
No example of that ball going a lot further laterally to the side than forward.
From the pistol formation, Graham two left, two right. Fakes the handoff. He'll throw it to Hedrick near side. He's going to be hit behind the line, goes forward and gets it back out to the line, but again, not anything more than that. Leading the way on the tackle, staying home, was Henson.
And Trace Ariola, I think, as well.
So no gain once again. So three straight completions for no gain for Colton Graham, and it'll be third down and 10 to go for the Hobbs Eagles. So good defense by the cornerbacks. Last couple of plays. Split backs in the backfield for Graham this time. Lovington 3 men across the front on 4-man Hobbs front. Hand it off, and they are going to run the reverse, as plenty of room to run to the 20. Cutting it back up to the 10, to the 15, and down to about the 13-yard line. As that was that Hedrick, or was that? What was that number, Dawn? Could you catch it? I'm sorry.
I can't.
That was number 6. There we go. It was Frausto. So Frausto was going to pick up 12 on the reverse. And it'll move the chains. First down for the Eagles. A little trickeration gets them down to the 15-yard line. So first and 10 for the Hobbs Eagles, and reset the down marker. So from the 15, so from the shotgun formation, twins left, twins right. One back in the backfield is Licone with Graham. Graham barks out the signals, and whistles sound, and timeout going to be taken by the Eagles. A little bit of miscommunication there. So we will keep it right here with the Hobbs Eagle timeout. Got to say a big thank you to all of the folks who make Lovington Wildcat Sports possible here on Z94 KZOR, also the Z94 KZOR app, the Hobbs Sports, or the Lovington Sports YouTube channel, and also, of course, HobbsAmerica.com. Couldn't do it without the help and support of good folks like Bob's Thriftway, the Lee County Electric Cooperative, Lovington Auto Supply, General Welding, First American Bank, Lovington Schools, Knoll Pharmacy, and Devon Energy. The Knoll Pharmacy scoreboard reads 7-0 in favor of Lovington. So we're going to have a lot to talk about, though, in the Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know-How halftime show. So Hobbs trying to get themselves into the end zone and get this game tied up. So it'll be first down and 10 from the Lovington 15 as the Eagles back out on the line. Ball on the near hash mark. Hobbs going to come out with twins left, twins right. LeCone in the backfield. And Graham from the shotgun. I'm TJ Miracle, high above the stadium. Don Morgan patrols the sideline. Patrick Alexander handling our camera. Man in motion left to right. Fake the handoff. He'll give it to LeCone coming near side. He cuts it back, finds a seam across the 10 to the 5. And does he get into the end zone?
I think
Waiting
he's just
on
short.
it. And they are going to mark him down at the 1 yard line. So LeCone on a little cutback gets 15 yards, and it'll be first down. So it'll be first and goal from the 1 yard line for the Hobbs Eagles. I don't know how he stayed out of it, but the Cats did manage to keep him out, ran that little counter trap, and the Cats just not able to stop him. And on the next play, right into the end zone. He is into the end zone. Colton Graham on the 1 yard quarterback keeper, and that makes this a 7-6 ball game. Lovington still in the lead, but now Hobbs on the board with 2:50 remaining in the first half. And going to be important here, Don, for Hobbs, or rather for Lovington, to answer this one quickly, because Hobbs will have the football to start the second half, as Graham, who's also the kicker for the Eagles squad, comes back in and he prepares for the point after. 7-6 is the score with the point after to come. Low snap, it's handled. The kick is up by Graham, and it is good. So 2:50 remaining in the first half. The Knoll Pharmacy scoreboard reads Lovington 7, Hobbs 7. We're back in a minute on Z94 KZOR. Back here at Wildcat Stadium, the Hobbs Eagles go on a 41-yard drive, and it culminates with a 1 yard quarterback keeper for Colton Graham. The point after by Graham was good, and we are tied at 7 on the Knoll Pharmacy scoreboard. I'm TJ Miracle. Don Morgan patrols the sideline. Thanks to Patrick Alexander running our camera for us tonight, as Graham will kick it away from the right to the left on your radio dial. Of course, you already knew that if you're watching on TV or on the app. It's a high-end over-ender. It'll be fielded at the 10, to the 15, to the 20, to the 25, cutting it back to the 30, to the 35. Still on his feet is Henson to the 35-yard line. So a nice return and good field position for the Lovington Wildcats, as coming in and making the stop was Manny Valdivia for the Hobbs Eagles. He was the first man to get a hit on. Also, LeCone, who's had a good game, in on that stop as well for the Eagles. So with a little time to work with and a couple of timeouts still on the board, the Lovington Wildcats with 2:41 to work with, all tied at 7. Let's see if they've got the jitters out after that first possession. And the handoff. Actually, Jeffrey going to keep it himself, just go right up the middle. Not a lot of room for him to run. Blake Hensley leads the charge for Hobbs, and it'll be no gain on the quarterback keeper for Jeffrey. It'll be second down and 10. So second down and 10. Clock continues to roll. Well,
Hobbs' defense really wasn't fooled by that. He had it was a double fake handoff, and I don't think Hobbs bit on either one of them. But at least he moved forward a little.
Twins to the left, one to the right. Two tight ends in the game for the Cats. Low snap. Jeffrey picks it up off the turf. Going to roll near side. Now looks back across. He wants it all. He goes down the middle of the field looking for Henson, and incomplete. The Lovington faithful wanting a pass interference. Not going to get it. Hunter Wright on Hilliard like a cheap shirt down there, but no call. It'll be incomplete, and that'll bring up a third down and 10.
Jeffrey with quite a bit of time.
I'm sorry, that was Henson, not Hilliard.
Right, before he had to really start scrambling there and unload that football at the last minute. But still, a Hail Mary pass just didn't end up successful.
So 2 minutes and a little bit of a delay here. Did we have a flag somewhere on the field? I didn't see one come in. Yep, there is a flag on the far side. And it will be, did they signal pass interference on somebody? They pointed at Hobbs, but yeah, the Hobbs people not liking it, so it must have been pass interference. And so
I still haven't seen them signal.
They did, but they
He's
were
marking it off.
They were right in the middle of a bunch of Hobbs players, and so I'm not sure. Was it pass interference? Okay. Well, it'll be a 10-yard penalty on Hobbs, so it'll be their second penalty of the ball game for 20 yards, and it'll move the chains. Automatic first down for the Cats. Their 6th of the first half. So it'll be 1st and 10. Lovington at their 45, make that 46-yard line with 2 minutes remaining after the penalty. Send a man in motion from the right to the left, and they will hand it off to that motion man around, and they're going to run the reverse this time. And thinking about the flea flicker was Henson. He gets out of 1 tackle, can't get out of the next 3, though, as he is swarmed under, gets back to the line. Juan Gonzalez leads the charge. Not a lot of running room there for Henson. He's going to get a yard out of it and no more, and it'll be 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, if we could get all the yardage that they ran side to side on that one going forward.
So 2nd and 9.
Halfway to the goal.
Yeah, on the reverse. Worked a little better for the Eagles when they tried it. So clock continues to roll. 1:23. Jeffrey throws it. Has a man underneath. Gets him at the 50 to the 45. And running side to side is Henson. He's going to pick up 7, which will bring up 3rd down and 9. So Henson's 2nd catch of the ball game. Had a little room to run. I think if he'd have just kept going forward, so they'll speed it up right now. Empty set in the backfield. Put a man in motion. Jeffrey fakes the handoff. 5-step drop, no pressure. He's going to step up, throws it to an underneath man. Has Rodriguez up at the 40. Going to move forward to about the 35-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 7 on the pass completion and move the chains. 1st down for the Cats. 54 yards on 13 attempts. So Rodriguez gets it and moves the chains. As timeout going to be taken by the Wildcats with 45 seconds to go here in the first half. Trying to get this all worked out. We'll keep it right here. Knoll Pharmacy scoreboard all tied at 7. Of course, we've got your Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know-How halftime show coming up here in just a couple of minutes. We will break down the first half and get you ready, of course, for the second half. Lovington Auto Supply on Avenue D in Lovington. Of course, good folks there giving you the Napa know-how. We've got to say thanks to everybody who makes Wildcat football possible here on Z94 KZOR, the Z94 KZOR app, and, of course, on all of our new streaming services, including the Lovington Sports YouTube channel and the Lovington channel on HobbsAmerica.com. And I don't think I've mentioned this tonight, but doing a great job in studio engineering and producing as always, Evie Stuber. Couldn't do it without her help and support. They put 4 seconds back on the clock, so 49 seconds for Lovington to work with as they are inside Hobbs territory now at the 36-yard line. So you've got to think Lovington probably going to start moving things a little bit quicker here. Do not have just a whole lot of time to work with, and they do only have 1 timeout remaining. So Lovington football from the 36. Send trips to the right, 1 to the left, single back in the backfield. And Jeffrey from the pistol. 3-step drop, a little pressure comes. Goes down the far sideline, and miscommunication as he wanted to get Henson. Henson was running an out route, and I think Jeffrey thought he was going to run a little hook right to the first down marker. So miscommunication costs Lovington a down there. It'll be 2nd down and 10, but it does stop the clock. So still plenty of time to work with. 45 seconds on the clock, but 2nd down and 10.
If I had taken a few more steps forward, I think I could have caught that, but I believe I'm an ineligible receiver.
I think so, but would have been impressive to see. Trips left, 1 right. Jeffrey going to be pressured, rolls to the left side. He's going to tuck it, taking himself, directs traffic, and he's going to step out of bounds as he crosses the 30 down to about the 29-yard line. So it'll be a pickup of around 7 on the keeper for Jeffrey, but more importantly, he gets out of bounds, and that will stop the clock. 3rd down and 2 with 37 seconds to go.
And, you know, he didn't see it, but he did have a man free.
Wow, they're going to
clear.
say he stepped out back clear of the 30, so it winds up only being a 4-yard gain So he stepped out a little sooner than they thought he was going to. So it'll be 3rd down and 6 for the Cats. From the 32-yard line, send a man in motion from the right to the left. That is Aguilera. Low snap. It's bouncing. Getting it back is Jeffrey, slinging it over the middle, and he has a man sliding down to the turf is Henson. And Henson picks up 10, and he'll move the chains. 1st down for the Cats.
Yeah, that was neatly done. And they just need about a couple, 3 more of those. And in quick order, get in the end zone.
Got to move. 27 seconds. The ball, or rather the clock will start as soon as they get the ball set. Lovington and Hobbs tied at 7 apiece. Trips to the right side. Good snap this time. Jeffrey with time. Now he's going to be flush, steps up in the pocket, throws it, and that one is going to be picked off back at the 8-yard line as Hobbs coming back the other way with Braden Strickland. He gets across the 10 to the 15, out to the 17, so the INT at a very inopportune time ends the Lovington drive and will give Hobbs the ball back with 6 seconds to work with, and they'll get the ball to start the second half. And so Hobbs has got a chance to maybe try a quick strike here.
Jared Jeffrey was the one who got the first attempt at a tackle, and I thought he had him down, and Strickland came up, and actually Jared's limping just a little bit off of that play.
So it'll go back to Hobbs after the Strickland INT, and it looked like Jeffrey was trying to get somebody over on the near side, maybe Contreras, but threw it, just sailed on him a little and right into the hands of Strickland. Graham with the 4 receivers set from the shotgun. Send a man in motion from the left to the right. Bad snap. It's going to be on the turf as running for his life and coming to the near side is going to be Graham. He'll cross the 15 to the 17. He's going to lose a yard. Well, they're going to give him to the 18, so no gain on the play, and he runs out of bounds and stops the clock with 1 second remaining here in the first half. So it'll be 2nd down and 10. We're all tied at 7 on the Knoll Pharmacy scoreboard. Hobbs with 1 more play. Got to think they're going to run the fly routes here and just see what kind of arm Graham has. They're going to send twins left, twins right. 3 men across the front, and they'll just hand it off this time as shooting through the middle and getting a big gain there is going to be Corbin Thompson. He's going to pick up 10 yards as the half expires. So we have played a half here at Watson Stadium. And the score on the Knoll Pharmacy scoreboard reads Hobbs 7, Lovington 7. We're back in 3 minutes for your Napa Know-How Lovington Auto Supply halftime show here on Z94 KZOR.
and tying it back up. Lovington, when that lightning break came, Lovington really had a good thing going. They had the momentum, and you could feel the energy and the passion, and really they just haven't ignited. They haven't reignited since that, and I think that's probably what Coach is going to do is lighting the fire again and getting them out here. It is just so much about tonight. It just doesn't feel right. It just doesn't feel normal, and I think that maybe affected them, but they've got to put it all together, shake it off, and get back in this and try to get on the field and get the upper hand, because they can do it. They certainly can, and if they will, then we're going to see some sparks fly in that third quarter if they'll come out really revved back up.
Well, I certainly think so. Our score 7-7. Lovington has to work on their gap control. That has been something that they have struggled with really for the last 5 or 6 years, and that's left Hobbs with some running room. Too many mistakes, too. Too many bad snaps, too many bobbled snaps, too many fumbles that wound up fortunately not being turnovers. So Lovington has just been a little bit off in the execution tonight. So they've got to work on that in the second half and try and get themselves back into really what they were doing, especially in the second half last week against Ruidoso, where they just started cranking on the Warriors and wore the Warriors down and were really able to just dominate the second half. Hobbs, a little bit deeper team than Ruidoso was last week, but of course the Wildcats have got to come out and find a way to impose their will, or it could be a very long second half. And with the way the schedule is this year, only 4 games with a possible bowl game at the end that'll pit 1 against 2 and 3 against 4 and so on and so forth. If you are the Wildcats and you want a chance at playing for a Big Blue trophy here in about 3 weeks, you cannot have any stumbles, and it is not an easy road for them to go. I mean, having to play Hobbs, next week having to play Goddard, and then, of course, Portales, a longtime rival. And Portales, I will say this, doesn't have nearly the schedule that the Lovington Wildcats do, but you cannot afford any stumbles if you want a chance to play for a state championship. So the Cats and the Eagles getting ready for the start of the second half here from Watson Stadium as they're getting ready to start the mandatory 3-minute warm-up clock from here, all tied at 7 on the Knoll Pharmacy scoreboard. Hopefully we will have a great second half. Of course, this has been your Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know-How halftime show, the abbreviated version here today because of that 45-minute lightning delay. Get the Napa Know-How from the good folks at Lovington Auto Supply. If you know you're going to need something for your car at some point, well, the good folks at Lovington Auto Supply, they will take care of you with the great Napa know-how. So we'll come back with the start of the third quarter. You're listening to Lovington Wildcat Football and watching Lovington Wildcat Football. It's going to take me a while to get used to saying that on Z94 KZOR, the Z94 KZOR app. Also, of course, available free online on the Lovington Sports YouTube channel and on HobbsAmerica.com. We're back in 2 minutes for the start of the second half. listening to the Lovington Wildcats on Z94 KZOR Hobbs Lovington, the Z94 KZOR app, and you're watching free of charge on the Lovington Sports YouTube channel and on HobbsAmerica.com. From high atop Watson Stadium, I'm TJ Miracle. Dawn Morgan patrols the sidelines. Evie Stuber in studio engineering and producing, and Patrick Alexander running the camera. It'll be Hobbs football as we get underway here in the second half. They won the toss and deferred. We're all tied at 7 on the Knoll Pharmacy scoreboard. So the third quarter, as Lovington with their work cut out for them, but I think they can do it, Dawn, but they've got to set the tone on this opening possession. Yeah,
they've got to come out there and take charge and get fired up. It sounds like they're a little more energetic. You hear some of them yelling right here in front of me. So let's hope that is the mood of the entire team, ready to come out and, slay some dragons.
Or in this case, some eagles. So as Adam Aguilera will tee it up at the 40-yard line. Lovington will be kicking from the south to the north. That is left to right on your radio. Of course, if you're watching, you can already see that. As Aguilera sends his team out, and they are ready to go. Coach G might want to maybe think about an onside here. He has been known to do that to start the games and start the halves. Not sure they will here, though, as Aguilera will kick it away, and it will be a short kick going to be fielded on the run at the 20, to the 25, to the 30, to the 32-yard line, and bouncing it back is Trevino. Trevino just kind of running around over on that far sideline, gets it up to the 33, make it the 34-yard line, and that is where the Hobbs Eagle offense and Coach Stevens will take over as he sends his offensive unit back out onto the field, as Colton Graham will lead the offense here in the second half. Hobbs and Lovington all knotted up at 7 from here at Watson Stadium in Hobbs. Of course, it's a weekend of Hobbs and Lovington matchups. Tomorrow, 2 o'clock at Tasker Arena, it'll be Hobbs and Lovington volleyball. Can't worry about that, though. Got to worry about football right now. They'll fake the handoff, and they will give it to Thompson up the middle. Gets through the gap. He's across the 40 to the 45, and he's going to have enough for a Hobbs first down. And it looks like Hobbs has decided they're just going to run with the big boy Thompson right up the middle. He's going to get a 12-yard run, and it'll move the chains. First down, Eagles. They're 7th of the ball game. 42 yards on 7 carries for Corbin Thompson, and it is first down and 10 once again. From the pistol formation, twins left, twins right. Graham looks over, looks like he's going to be changing the play now. Thompson in the backfield. Lovington with 3 across the front. Looks like they were thinking about an edge rush. Instead, they'll give it to Thompson on a little bounce out to the right side, and he's just going to bowl for, and he's going to pick up 8 yards before the Cats can bring him down, as it looks like Hobbs
Henson in the back.
So it looks like Hobbs has changed their game plan here quite a bit, and it'll be second down and 2. Looks like they're going to go with the power run game with Thompson. And up, we've got maybe a penalty. Yep, we will. It'll be holding on Hobbs, so it'll wipe out the 8-yard gain and move them back. Third penalty on the Eagles for 30 yards. They've all been of the 10-yard variety. It's 10 yards from the spot. Happened right at midfield, so it'll move them back. As Evie, well, they'll move them back. I'll reconnect here in just momentarily. And Evie, we should be back on the tie line. So with the penalty, it'll make it first down and 15. So first and 15 for the Eagles. Back at their own 40-yard line. Send a man in motion from the right to the left. On the end around. Going to move forward there with Hunter Wright. And so Wright going to pick up about 8 yards.
Looks like Contreras was in on that stop.
So they got the penalty back and a little bit more. So second down and about 7 to go for the Hobbs Eagles. So it was 2nd and 7 after the 8-yard pickup. Hobbs going to come out in a 4-receiver set, 2 to the left and 2 to the right. Graham from the shotgun. On the left shoulder is Thompson. 3-step drop. Steps up, throws it across the middle, has a man falling to the turf out at the 30-yard line. It'll be a 20-yard pickup on the pitch and catch. And trying to catch the number is Frosto. It's 20 yards, and so 28 on 2 catches for him, and he's got the the 2 positive yardage completions for Graham.
He was out there pretty much unprotected. He split the difference between Perez and Henson.
1st and 10, trying the little end around again this time. Does not work as Thompson on the misdirection, going to lose a couple of yards. Lovington doing a nice job staying on top of him right there. So it'll be 2nd down and 10. Actually, it'll be 2nd and 13. He loses 3. So 3-yard loss for Thompson. So 2nd down and 13. Clock continues to roll. 9:20 to go here in the 3rd quarter. All tied up at 7 on the Knoll Pharmacy scoreboard. Graham from the pistol formation. Pressure coming. Throws it underneath, and Lovington bringing the heat right there. Everybody coming. The intended target was Hedrick, but nobody home. It'll be incomplete, and it'll be 3rd down and 13 for the Eagles. Lovington, as we mentioned, bringing pressure that time.
Yeah, definitely really great across the line and just giving Hobbs no options, nowhere to run. Alexander
Trammell and pretty much the entire line coming in hot and heavy that time. So an important 3rd down and 12. You know, Ken Stevens thinks this is 4-down territory. So they will go for it. Trips to the right, 2 to the left. Send a man in motion from the left to the right as the ball is going to be dropped. Graham going to be pressured. Gets a good block in the backfield, but Lovington going to swarm him under, get their 2nd sack of the ball game. It is a 7-yard sack, and now it's 4th down and 20. Great job by the Lovington defense.
Yeah, absolutely. There were 2 or 3 folks, including Perez, in on that. Just incredibly quick on the swarm.
So 2nd sack of the ball game for the Lovington defense. Brings up a 4th down and 20. And normally you would think Coach Stevens would probably go for it being in opposition territory. Instead, it looks like he will punt it away. But Lovington sometimes a little susceptible to the fake, so you got to be aware of it. 9:11 remaining on the clock. All tied at 7 here in this 3rd quarter from Watson Stadium. Man in motion, as is pretty common in high school. Low snap. It is handled, and the punter is just going to keep it himself. Comes to the near side, has some running room across the 35 to the 30. Gets out of a tackle, gets across the 25 to the 24-yard line. Not going to be enough, as that was Frausto, who runs for 17 yards, but it'll go over on downs to the Lovington Wildcats. So the Cats dodging a big bullet right there.
Yeah.
And they're showing 4th down again. What? It should be over to the Cats. Yeah, it will be. Okay. They just hadn't changed the yard marker on the far side. So Lovington will take over as the fake punt does not net the desired result. And so for the Wildcats, they'll take over 1st and 10 from their own 24-yard line. So really, I mean, that worked about as well as a punt would have.
Yeah, I'm just, I don't know how he managed to get out of that tackle. I thought he was down, and he got up and squirted for a few more yards, but luckily it wasn't enough.
From the 24-yard line, from the pistol formation, and whistles sound, and when they sound before, actually Coach G going to take a timeout. So Coach G burning a timeout with 8:58 remaining here in the 3rd quarter, all tied at 7 on the Knoll Pharmacy scoreboard. Back in 30 seconds on Z94 KZOR. Back to Watson Stadium. Lovington burning a timeout here early in the 3rd quarter. So wanting to make sure that they've got the offense ready to go like they were planning on. Their first possession of this 2nd half, all tied at 7. I'm TJ Miracle up in the booth. Dawn Morgan patrols the sideline.
Yeah, it's interesting. Coach G actually is outside the huddle on this one. He's letting his offensive coordinator probably handle that huddle, his assistant coaches, and he just he stepped out.
So he saw something that he did not really like. And
he was waiting to get the attention of one of the refs, and now they're having a little head-to-head
discussion about something, yeah. So from the 24-yard line, it'll be 1st down and 10 for the Wildcats, their first possession of the 2nd half. in a game that had a 45-minute lightning delay and then a much shortened halftime. So hopefully having to take that time out right there will not come back to haunt the Cats later in this ball game. 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Rodriguez in the backfield from the pistol formation. Jared Jeffrey, the senior quarterback, barks out the signals. Hobbs with 3 men across the front and 4 linebackers. Good snap. Jeffrey hands it out. Rodriguez brings it through over left tackle and is going to get a yard and no more. Rodriguez has just had absolutely no run. 8 yards tonight on 8 carries. I like that they continue to go in, and looks like we had Trace Ariola's helmet pop off, so he'll have to come out for one play. It'll be 2nd down and 9 for the Cats.
Yeah, the offensive line has been really good at protecting Jeffrey, but when it comes to trying to create a hole, making key blocks for a runner, they're having a little trouble with that tonight.
Empty set in the backfield as they'll send Rodriguez in motion. Fake the handoff. Jeffrey will keep it himself. He's going to come over the right side, has some room, gets out of tackle at the 30, 35, 40, to the 50, and pushed out of bounds inside Hobbs territory at the 48-yard line. A huge gain of 29 yards on the quarterback keeper, the designed quarterback run for Jeffrey, and move the chains. 1st down, Cats.
Yeah, an awesome run. Jeffrey saw some room and he went for it and saw a little daylight, created a seam, and he made it. If it weren't for number 9 of the Eagles pushing him out, Braden Strickland, he would have gotten more yardage of that, maybe danced into the end zone.
1st and 10, send trips to the left, 2 to the right. Empty set in the backfield. Rodriguez in motion. They'll pitch it to him on the end around. Rodriguez trying to get to the edge. He crosses the 45 to the 40 to the 39-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 8 from Rodriguez, his biggest run of the night. And Lovington looks like maybe they're trying to find their mojo.
Yeah, I think that they're getting that momentum back, and that they're finding that spark and that energy that can help them drive them forward. They need to eat a little more clock, but keep those chains moving forward and get down to the end zone.
So it'll be 2nd down and 2 for the Cats. They're going to send trips to the right and 1 up top to the left. Rodriguez, now he's going to flex out and go into the slot on the left side. From the far hash mark, Jeffrey will send him in motion, fakes the handoff. Jared will just keep it himself. He's going to go over that left side. He'll have enough for the 1st down. He'll get down to the 35-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 4 for the Cats and move the chains. 1st down, Lovington.
Yeah, Jeffrey is they're playing a real physical game tonight, and even with the protection that he's got, he's taken some really hard hits as far as tackles go, and he keeps springing back up.
Just shy of the 35-yard line, 7 minutes remaining, 3rd quarter, all tied at 7. Lovington on the march, Twins left, Twins right. Handed off to Rodriguez, starts at left, comes back right, gets to the line, maybe a yard before Hobbs will spin him down. Hobbs just right in those gaps, nothing that anybody can do about it. And leading the way there was Blake Hensley. It'll be a 1-yard gain for Rodriguez, 2nd down and 9. So 2nd down and 9 from the ball spotted right at the 35-yard line. Twins left, Twins right. Pistol formation, Rodriguez the deep back. Fake the handoff. Jeffrey rolls right side, looking downfield, throws it back across his body, wants a man, and has his man down inside the 5 to the 2-yard line as hello, Mr. Isaac Henson. Henson going to get 33 yards, but we've got a flag in the backfield. I think this is going to be holding and probably coming back, and will wipe out a big play for the Cats. And, yep, they're pointing. This one is coming back. It'll be holding on the Cats. And, yep, holding Lovington. Their 3rd penalty of the night for 30 yards, but that is a big one. So we will replay 2nd down, but instead of being 2nd down and 9, now we're looking at 2nd down and 19. So now 2nd and 19 out of the penalty. And that one happened right at the spot, and so that'll move Lovington back quite a ways. And it's, a good throw there from Jeffrey and right into the arms of Henson, who was well covered, I will say, by the Hobbs secondary. Adjusted well to get to that one. So empty back, empty set in the backfield, trips left to right. Ball right in the middle of the field from the 46-yard line. High snap, Jared handles it. 3-step drop. Now he's going to be flushed, rolls to the right, still looking. He's just going to tuck it, take it himself to the 40, to the 35. Sutter steps to the 30, and tiptoes on the line, and it'll get out right around the first down marker. Going to be a little short, but about the 33 maybe.
Yeah, about 32. I think they're going to spot it at the 32. I think his front foot went out right at the 32 as I was seeing it from here.
And they are actually going to mark it up at the 28-yard line, so it'll be it'll be a 19, make an 18-yard gain, and so it'll be 3rd down and 1. So 3rd and 1 on the quarterback keeper as Jeffrey back to pass, throws it and overthrows Tayton Hilliard, trying to get him in the flat, but overthrows it, and so that'll bring up 4th down and 1. So 4th and 1 to go. Cats trying to keep from stalling out here deep in Hobbs territory. 83 yards on the ground on 10 carries for Jared Jeffrey, but an important 4th and 1 right at the halfway point of this 3rd quarter. So empty set in the backfield, going to try and spread Hobbs out. Trips right, 2 left. Jeffrey barks out the signal, tries the hard count. Hobbs doesn't fall for it. Now he'll take the snap, throws it, has a man up at the 23-yard line and falling forward to the 20. It'll be more than enough. Move the chains, 1st down, Cats.
Henson's got it.
So Henson will get 6 yards.
Looks like they're going to spot it at maybe the 21 or 22.
It'll be enough. 10th first down of the ball game for Lovington. Yep, it'll be right at the 21. So 1st and 10 for the Cats. They keep their drive alive. Twins to the right, 1 to the left. 2 tight ends in the ball game. Jeffrey throws it across the middle, has a man, and overthrows Aguilera near side. That one sailed on him a little bit. He was getting tremendous pressure on the inside, though, as bringing the fire was Deline Pelsier, who came in hot and heavy, and 2nd down and 10.
Aguilera reached up. He got hands on it. It just went right through. He just wasn't able to bring it down.
So 2nd and 10 for the Cats from the 21-yard line. 5:21 remaining after the incomplete pass. Good snap. Jeffrey, 3-step drop, sidearm sling it, and out of the reach of his intended target over on that far side. Good coverage by the Hobbs defenders over there.
Yeah, number 34 right on him.
So,
in fact,
yeah, good
almost
Seth
a late hit. Yeah.
Blakely. So 3rd down and 10, an important 3rd and 10, 5:18 remaining. Lovington from the Hobbs 21-yard line. You don't want to stall out when you get deep inside your opponent's territory in a tight ball game like this one. So Twins left, Twins right this time. 4 receivers set. Rodriguez in the backfield with Jeffrey. From the pistol formation, Hobbs is going to bring the house. Jeffrey steps up just as he's hit. Has a man at the 10-yard line. Nice job as that one is completed to Javier Corrales. And Corrales with an 11-yard grab and move the chains. 1st down, Cats.
Man, hey, I tell you what, Jeffrey threaded the needle on that. That was a bullet of a throw, and it took him,
and did it under,
hang on to it.
And did it under pressure, so
yes.
1st and 10. Actually 1st and goal for the Wildcats from the 10-yard line. So right at the 10. So 1st and goal, Lovington, all tied at 7. 4:41 remaining here in this 3rd quarter. Lovington will send Twins left, Twins right. Hobbs with 3 across the front, send a man in motion. That's Aguilera. Jeffrey with it, has time, throws it, and that one, Jeffrey having a little trouble tonight. Everything just kind of sailing on him is over the head of Aguilera. Incomplete. It'll be second and goal from the 10. Again, pretty good coverage over there. Jeffrey, I think, just needs to take a deep breath and make sure he's got his feet set before he lets fly there, because he is having them sail on him just a little bit tonight. 4:20.
Yeah, the accuracy is there. They're just going up, just a little too far up, fingertip territory.
Twins to the right, 1 to the left. Low snap, it's handled. Give it off to Rodriguez. He will go over and into a wall of Hobbs Eagles, but winds up getting 6 yards. He'll get inside the 5, down to the 4-yard line before he's met by a black wall of Eagles. And so it'll be 3rd and goal now from the 4.
That was a pretty good carry, though, some pretty good yardage. He was able to sweep and get a little bit of speed going and get a little bit in front. Not enough to break away, but enough to get that yardage.
So 3rd and goal from between the 4 and the 5-yard line. Call it 4.5. 3:50 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Trips to the left, 1 to the right. Rodriguez in the backfield. Actually, that's Areola in the backfield this time. As the snap to Jeffrey. He's got time. Got to step up, sling it near side, and again he overthrows his target as that one sails as he was trying to get Areola in the near flat. And so it'll be 4th and goal from the 4. Decision time now for Coach G.
Oh, you're at the 5-yard line. I think he's, 4-yard line actually. They're just about at the
4 and a half.
It's just the nose is on the yard line. The nose of the football is on the 4-yard line.
So 4th and goal from the 4. All tied at 7 on the Knoll Pharmacy scoreboard. Lovington knocking on the door. I think you've got to go for it here, Dawn, because you leave Hobbs pinned back even if you don't get it.
Sure. You don't have much to lose here.
No, you don't. So you're going to send twins left, twins right. Jeffrey from the pistol formation. Send a man in motion. That's Aguilera from the right to the left. Good snap. Jeffrey rolls left side, looks, has time, directs traffic, under pressure now. Off of his back foot, goes to the side of the end zone and caught! Put 6 on the board. Touchdown, Wildcats! Tayton Hilliard, 4 yards, and the Cats will go up by a score of 13-7.
Well, Tayton Hilliard had to climb a ladder to haul it in and bring it down, but he did it, and nice work. That's Coach G. Let's go for it. Let's make it happen, and the Wildcats did.
Tayton Hilliard, his 4th touchdown catch of the season, his first tonight, and gives Lovington back the lead with 3:27 remaining in the 3rd, and the point after still to come. On to attempt the point after will be Lucas Contreras, their sophomore place kicker. But a nice drive there for the Wildcats and gets them into the end zone. So Contreras for the point after. 13-7 is the score. Out of the hold of Trace Areola. Hobbs looks like they're going to bring everybody. Good snap, good hold. The kick is up, and it is good. And so with 3:27 remaining in the 3rd, Lovington goes up by a score of 14-7. We're back in a minute on Z94 KZOR. Welcome back to Watson Stadium. Lovington Wildcat football on Z94 KZOR. Jared Jeffrey to Tayton Hilliard. 4 yards, although under duress and back across his body. The point after is good, and Lovington takes the 14-7 lead on the Knoll Pharmacy scoreboard. I'm TJ Miracle, and we did have a penalty on the Eagles. Unnecessary roughness after the play, and so the kickoff will be from the Hobbs 45-yard line. And, Dawn, I've got to think if you're maybe going to think about an onside kick, this might not be a bad place to do it.
Yeah, and Lovington is known to do that, so I wouldn't be surprised at all. We'll see. It's a squibber.
So we shall indeed see. As, nope, they're just going to kick it away. It'll be a sidewinder that'll be fielded at the 2. Bringing it back to the 5, to the 10, to the 15, 20. Good block, 25, to the 30. Racing for the sideline and jumping over a man and heading the distance as Caden Trevino is gone all the way 98 yards. And just like that, the Hobbs Eagles have made this a ball game once again. Trevino takes it 98 yards to the house for Hobbs, and now it's 14-13.
You know, Isaac Hinson tried to get him down, couldn't. That was Adam Aguilera with a hand on his jersey, stretched it out. I thought he was going to rip it off, but instead the man got away, ran it in.
So now Colton Graham will attempt the point after. So he didn't have to do a lot of work on that drive, like none. So 98 yards on a kickoff return. Trevino just took off and outran everybody. Snap is good. The kick is up. It's a little bit of a sidewinder, and it'll be wide to the right. And so the missed extra point gives Lovington still the 1-point lead, 14-13. We'll just keep it right here, Dawn. So special teams, sometimes we forget about them. Lovington had a great special teams performance last week, getting 2 block punts and a touchdown off of one of those blocks. But tonight, they've had a couple of fake punts that have almost burned them, and then, of course, the long kickoff return just then for the touchdown.
All it takes really is a couple of missed tackles and, a couple of key blocks by Hobbs, and there you go. Then you squirt a man loose who is able to get away from – that's the furthest I've seen a jersey stretch without tearing, I think, ever. I can't believe that. And I think Adam Aguilera can't believe that he came up empty with his handful of jersey trying to get him down. Just didn't work. Now Lovington's got their work cut out for them. They do have that 1-point lead. They caught a break there, and now they need to get to work again.
So 98 yards. I'm not sure what the Hobbs high record is on a kickoff return for a touchdown, but that one has got to be somewhere in the neighborhood.
I think Timmy Smith had maybe a 98, 99 yard for Hobbs. I don't know exactly what the record is, but that seems to come to mind.
Not bad company to be in there. So it'll be the kickoff will be out of bounds, and so Lovington will take that penalty gratefully and get good field position on the kickoff out of bounds by Graham. Of course, don't forget, tomorrow, right here on the Lovington Sports YouTube channel and also on the Lovington channel on HobbsAmerica.com, we'll have the Lovington Lady Cats and the Hobbs Lady Eagles from Tasker Arena volleyball action. We'll be on the streamcast at around 10 till 2 tomorrow, depending on the JV time. Dawn Morgan, yours truly, over at Tasker Arena. So just a weekend of Hobbs and Lovington action. And I'm a little surprised here, Dawn. Lovington is going to make Hobbs kick it again. I'm not sure. I wouldn't have just taken the
results of that.
Taken the results and gone, but
yeah.
All right, they'll get it. It'll be a kickoff out of bounds. It's a 5-yard penalty. 5 penalties, 50 yards on the Eagles.
I don't know, Coach D. Maybe they're looking to exploit. Maybe they've seen a possible weakness on the Eagles' special team and looking to exploit that and see if they can't run their own.
Own big one back.
Exactly.
Hey, it could happen. That'd be a way to answer it. It's 14-13, Lovington in the lead. Graham to kick it away from the right to the left. Graham will kick it. It's a high end over ender, going to be fielded at the 15. To the 20, to the 25, to the 30, 40, and a good block, 45, 50, has taken it off and going is Henson to the 10, to the 5, put it in the end zone, 6 on the board, touchdown, Wildcats!
Adam Aguilera.
Was that Aguilera, not Henson? Okay.
Nope, Aguilera.
No, Aguilera takes it to the house. He'll take it back 85 yards for the touchdown. Aguilera with the TD return of 85 yards, and just like that, the Cats have answered. Oh, Aguilera, where did that come from? I guess that was the right call by Coach G to go for it again. As Adonis Bryant coming in late for the Hobbs Eagles. So the two teams trade kickoff returns for touchdowns as we await the point after here.
Taking their time.
Yes, they are. Plenty of time on the play clock, though, so all good. So special teams the story as whistles sound everywhere. So somebody jumped, probably on Lovington. We're going to move it back 5 yards, waiting on the call from the official. And it'll be offsides on Hobbs.
Yeah.
So it'll be a 1-yard penalty. Normally, if it's an offsides on the defending team, they'll let the play continue. But instead, they whistled that one dead. And
the ref
so it'll move
nearest to me on this side actually right away pointed toward Hobbs. So I was waiting to see if that indeed was the call.
So half the distance to the goal. Lovington will try it again from the 1 this time instead of the 2. Okay, whatever works, I guess. As so Contreras out of the hold of Areola. Good snap. Good hold. The kick is up, and it is good. So Lovington up 21-13 on the Knoll Pharmacy scoreboard with 2:39 remaining here in the third quarter. We are back in 1 minute on Z94 KZOR.
Go.
An 85-yard kickoff return answered by the Lovington Wildcats. Adam Aguilera takes it to the house. The point after is good. And on the Knoll Pharmacy scoreboard, Lovington 21, Hobbs 13. I'm TJ Miracle, high above Watson Stadium. Don Morgan patrols the field side. Evie Stuber in studio engineering and producing. So getting ready to kick it away for the Wildcats. Somebody please keep an eye on Caden Trevino this time. And it will be fielded back at about the 10, and they will run the starburst. As getting it and finding some room and trying to get it gone again. The Hobbs Eagles return man. Big spin move by Adonis Bryant. He gets it into Lovington territory across the 50 down to the 45-yard line as the Eagles bet on all of the misdirection there. Or rather, the Cats bet on the Eagles' misdirection. I can't talk all of a sudden.
That was a really handy handoff right there, and it was very well disguised. So Lovington did not see that at all, didn't know that Adonis was going to come out with that.
So from the 46-yard line inside Lovington territory, 2:28 remaining in the third quarter. The first and second moved fast. This third quarter is kind of dragging a little bit. Graham from the pistol formation, three-step drop. Now he's going to be flushed. Rolls to the right, looks downfield, throws it underneath. Somehow finds a man at the 30 to the 25, down near the 20-yard line as he dumps that one off to Demetrius Fausto. I don't know how he found Fausto at all. It's 25 yards, and it'll move the chains for the Eagles.
And it looked like that was was that Tatum Hilliard bringing him down?
I think it was. 53 yards on 3 receptions for Fausto, and it will be 1st and 10 from the 21 for the Eagles. Trying to answer immediately back. Fake the handoff, and they will hand it off, and right up the middle, and room to run is going to be Licone, and he goes all the way into the end zone up the middle. 21 yards for Isaiah Licone, and the Eagles have answered back immediately. They put 6 more on the board. Lovington's interior defense just nothing doing right there, and it's now 21-19. Hobbs has answered back, and let's become a fireworks fest here late in the third quarter. So Colton Graham on to attempt the point after.
Just looked like a breakdown on that play, just a complete cave-in by Lovington.
Good snap. The hold is good. The kick, though, is going to be, it was blocked. So Lovington getting a hand on it and blocking it away and keeping it with the 2-point lead, but we've got flags down, so I think we're going to do this one again. So Hobbs wiped the block off, and Hobbs will get another chance at it as the side judge and the referee discussing things here. Let's see what the call is going to be. They're acting like it's on Lovington. So still waiting on the call. The official going to come over, talk to Coach Stevens. I'm not sure what the call is going to be. They still haven't signaled it up. And normally you would think they'd just go half the distance, reset them, and go.
Seems like he's given the coach an option to do something as a result of the penalty, though.
I think he maybe is giving him the option. I didn't think you could give him the option to replay or re-kick, or take it on the kickoff, rather, but we still haven't gotten a signal as to what the penalty is. Unless I've just missed it.
No, I've been watching for it too.
Which is entirely possible. I've been known to miss things before.
No, here it comes.
And it will be on Lovington. So the Cats and Hobbs will re-kick it, but now they're going to go for two. They're going to try and tie this ball game up at 21. A mental mistake for the Cats has given the Eagles new life. So from the 1 yard line, 2-point conversion. Trips to the right, one to the left. In the backfield is Licone. Graham with it, rolls right, going to be pressure, throws it back across his body and overthrows his intended target, so the point after fails once again. So Lovington dodges a bullet there, and it's 21-19 Lovington on the Knoll Pharmacy scoreboard. We're back in 30 on KZOR.
Go.
The Hobbs Eagles answer the Lovington touchdown immediately, and the shootout continues here at Watson Stadium. It's Lovington 21, Hobbs 19. I'm TJ Miracle, Don Morgan fieldside, Evie Stuber in studio engineering and producing. And a big thanks tonight to Patrick Alexander helping us run the camera for the Lovington Sports YouTube channel and for HobbsAmerica.com.
Getting some light rain down here on the field, and the wind picking up just a little bit here, but it's kind of been off and on throughout this game. It'll sprinkle, threaten to rain harder, and then back off. Just under 2 minutes remaining on this third quarter clock. This third quarter has seemingly gone on for forever, as Graham will tee it up to kick it away as Aguilera back deep to receive. Also Corrales back there as Graham will put the boot into it. He's going to kick it short. It's going to be fielded by one of the up men at the 25 to the 30, and not a lot of running room out to about the 32-yard line. So decent field position for the Cats. And Dawn, if you're Lovington here, I think you need to settle this down and maybe go on one of those drives like you had to start the game. See if you can kill 10, 12 minutes off the clock. I think that they need to just, they need to hang on to the ball. They can't afford to turn it over here. But yes, kind of get calm, get their poise, kind of chill the Eagles out just a little bit and just hang on it and move the chains forward. Go on a nice controlled drive. Yeah, don't really want to make this a track meet if you can avoid it. Send a man in motion from the right to the left. Fake the handoff, and they will hand it off. That's going to be Rodriguez, who's going to get back to the line, and he is going to get drilled by a Hobbs Eagle just as he gets back to the line of scrimmage. Yeah, I think as coming through and hitting him hard was Carter Johnson. Yeah, 75. And nice spin moves. It just didn't get him anywhere, except he looked like a human pinball out there. Yeah, no gain, so it'll be second down and 10 for the Wildcats, as it looks like they are going to be a little more methodical here. 90 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Twins to the right, and they're going to shift Rodriguez, and now they're going to put a man in motion. That's Contreras. Jeffrey with time. Now he's going to roll to the left, still looking downfield. Nobody open. Great coverage downfield. Jeffrey with all day long, finally going to let it go just before he gets hit, and he will wing that one out of bounds. And so it'll be incomplete, but he had all day long to find somebody, but Lovington just not able to get away. Hobbs, good speed in the secondary. Lovington not able to get away, 3rd and 10. Henson was downfield the farthest and really wanted it, but he had Strickland all over him, and I think Jeffrey just couldn't chance it. So it'll be 3rd down and 10 for the Wildcats. So from the 33-yard line, 1:05 remaining in the third. Twins left, Twins right. Rodriguez is the deep back. Fake the handoff. Jeffrey, 5-step drop, comes back across his body, looking down the middle of the field and falling in front of and between two receivers, Aguilera and Henson. And so I think maybe a little miscommunication as to where that one was supposed to go. Aguilera falling down. So it'll be 4th down for the Cats. And, oh, boy, I'm not sure what you do here, Dawn. Yeah, well, it looks like he's going to send the punting unit out. Yeah, it does. But, I mean, you're deep in your own territory. It's probably the right call, but the defense has definitely had their problems with the Eagles. Under a minute to go here in the third quarter.
So punt time now for the Wildcats. Let's see what they do right here. There's a man coming in late for Lovington. One of the gunners going to set up on the right side. Send another man in motion, and it will be punt time, and that'll be a high end-over-ender. It's going to bounce at the 35, take a huge Lovington bounce, and it'll go to the 1 and into the end zone. I thought that one might die at the 1. It is a huge punt, though. It's going to wind up being a 68-yard punt, but a 48-yard net. And back over to the Eagles, 1st and 10 from their own 20.
I was hoping that it was going to die as well, and it just went in by maybe just about a yard and a half. I was blowing on it from over here, but with the mask, it's not as effective.
Yeah, it doesn't work quite as well. But good job.
On my part.
48 seconds to go in the third. Lovington needs to tighten up the run defense. It has burned them a couple of times. So 1st and 10 from the 20. Lovington leads 21-19, under a minute to go in the third. Twins left, twins right. Graham from the shotgun. Low snap, Colton handles it. Pressure comes from the right side. He'll step up in the pocket, be hit from behind and dropped back at the 15-yard line. Third sack of the night for the Lovington defense.
That was Perez.
Perez shot through out of nowhere. I believe that's his second, he gets full credit for that one. I think he got a half sack earlier, so a sack and a half tonight. And it'll be 2nd down and 15. Nice job by the Lovington defense right there.
Yeah, number 5 was right there in on it, too.
So also Marcus Rodriguez coming in. Graham sends a man in motion, handed off on the end around. Lovington not falling for it that time as Frausto, not a lot of room to run. He'll get a yard out of it, but no more. Lovington staying home that time on their assignments. It'll be 3rd and 14 as the buzzer sounds on the third quarter. We'll flip ends and head to the fourth. It's Lovington 21, Hobbs 19. Back in a minute for the fourth quarter here on Z94 KZOR. Back here at Watson Stadium, Wildcat football on Z94 KZOR, the KZOR app, on the Hobbs Sports YouTube, the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. It's also on the Hobbs Sports YouTube channel, our friends from Cool 95.7. We're here on Z94 on the Lovington Sports YouTube channel and on the Lovington channel on HobbsAmerica.com. All right, I think I've got all that worked out. I'm TJ Miracle, Don Morgan field side. So an important third down coming up for the Hobbs Eagles and for the Lovington defense. They need to hold them right here, Don, as we get this fourth quarter underway and Lovington hanging on to a 2-point lead.
Yeah, it's crucial. I mean, this is an exciting game, but Lovington has got to step up. Really, no more mistakes. They've got to hold everything tight.
So from the 16-yard line, Hobbs deep in their own territory. Lovington puts 3 men across the front. Hobbs 4 receiver set. Graham back to pass. Going to roll near side. Is under pressure, in trouble, and he's going to be slung down back at the 3-yard line. Huge play for the Lovington Cats. Alexander Trammell going to knock him down. It is a 4th sack of the night. It'll lose 11, and it'll be punt time for the Eagles.
Awesome. We said the D had to step up big time and come up with a big stop, and that's exactly what happened.
So Hobbs going to be punting out of their own end zone, facing a 4th down and 23. So from back at the 4-yard line, as Frausto will put his heels on the end zone. Great defensive stand for Lovington. 2 sacks in that defensive set right there. So Frausto takes the snap. He'll step up. Lovington comes after it, misses the block. It'll be a wobbler, but it'll take a big Hobbs bounce at the 35. Takes another big bounce as it gets to the 45 into Lovington territory. Still rolling. That's one of the Hobbs Eagles waving it over Manny Valdivia. I love it. That's absolutely perfect. Got to wave it and try to get another half yard out of it. Winds up being a huge punt, though. 55, make that 58 yards for the Hobbs Eagles. But Lovington with good field position. 1st and 10 from their own 46. With
time for the Lovington O to go to work.
Yes, it is. So here in the 4th quarter, 1st and 10 for Lovington. 10:55 remaining. Lovington with a 2-point lead, 21-19. And a 4-receiver set. Time to see if they can eat some clock and put another score on the board. Take the handoff as Jeffrey rolls right, throws it, and overthrows. He's just had that problem all night. He's been on target and accurate, but just way high as he misfires on Tayton Hilliard. It'll be 2nd and 10.
And believe me, Hilliard was doing everything he could. He was keeping his toes in bounds and stretching for all he was worth up to try to get that ball and couldn't.
And Tayton's got some ups there, so.
Yeah, he definitely does.
Just some misfires tonight. 85 yards and 2 touchdowns through the air on 26 attempts for Jeffrey. Send trips to the right, 2 to the left. From the pistol formation, send a man in motion. That is Areola. Jeffrey going to keep it himself. He'll stutter step at the line, takes it right, gets a block, crosses into Hobbs territory over at about the 48-yard line. So it'll be a pickup of, call it 6 for Jeffrey, who's got 89 yards. I'm going to learn how to do math. And it'll be 3rd down and about 3.
Jeffrey doing pretty good at getting that quarterback slide going.
So 3rd and 3. Jeffrey throws it near side. Has a man. That's going to be Henson. He cuts it back at the 40 to the 35. Inside the 35 down to the 33-yard line and move the chains. 1st down, Cats. It'll be a pickup of 14 for Henson. His 5th catch of the night. And that'll be the 12th first down for Lovington.
And if it weren't for that shoestring tackle, which I was trying to catch, I think it's number 5 for Hobbs, he would have been gone.
And that is Hunter Wright.
Yep.
So 1st and 10 for the Cats. 10 minutes remaining as the clock continues to roll. Knoll Pharmacy scoreboard reads Lovington 21, Hobbs 19. Lovington trying for back-to-back wins in the rivalry series. Trips to the right, 1 to the left. They'll flip it to Trace Areola. He'll cut it back up the middle. Gets out of a tackle at the 30, still on his feet, and moving down to the 27-yard line before he is finally going to be brought down by the Hobbs Eagles and Mario Lozano. It'll be a pickup of 6.
Man, Trace was showing great strength. He just kept staying on his feet and trying to move forward and eke out every inch he could.
So it'll be 2nd down and 4 for the Wildcats. Ball spotted up about the 28-yard line. And they'll hand it off to Rodriguez. Starts it, then he'll bounce it to the right. Gets inside the 25, down to about the 25. Yeah, they're going to say right at the 25. So it'll be a pickup of 3. Hard running tonight for Rodriguez, who had over 100 yards last week, only 28 this week, but makes it a very manageable 3rd down and 1.
Yeah, Aldo Argot in for Hobbs on that stop.
So 3rd and 1, clock continues to move. Lovington trying to control the clock. 8:45 remaining in the ball game. High snap, Jeffrey handles it, throws it near, quick shot near side. He will have a man. That is Hilliard up at the 15-yard line.
Strickland just stops him in his tracks, though.
But 10 yards to Tayton Hilliard, and it's more than enough to move the chains. 1st down for the Wildcats. 109 through the air for Jeffrey. 18 yards for Hilliard tonight, as that'll reset the down markers. And it'll be 1st down and 10 for the Wildcats from the Hobbs 15 inside the Hobbs red zone with 8:23 remaining in the ball game, and Lovington trying to add to a 2-point lead. Twins left, Twins right, 1 tight end in the game. From the pistol formation, Jeffrey going to keep it himself. Little spin move, and he's brought down behind the line. Not going to be a sack. It was on a designed run, but he's going to lose a couple on that one, I do believe. We'll see where they mark it officially. He got back to the line, but I don't think he did. Well, they're going to say no gain, so no change on the play for Jeffrey, and it'll be 2nd down and 10.
Carter Johnson, one of the Eagles, putting the big hit on him.
So 2nd down and 10. Clock continues to roll. Twins to the left, one to the right. Rodriguez in the backfield. Hand it off to Rodriguez, who is hit immediately and nowhere to go. Nothing that he could do about it. Leading the charge, Blake Hensley. And that will be a 3-yard loss for Lovington. Rodriguez just nowhere to go.
Hard hit, but a clean tackle.
That's what you like to see. So 3rd down and 13. Important 3rd down for Lovington. They'd like to keep this drive alive and keep the clock rolling with just a 2-point lead. Trips to the right, 2 to the left. 5 receiver set. Jeffrey with it, plenty of time. Now protection breaks down. Starts it to the right, brings it back left. Plenty of time. With time, throws it to the back of the end zone. Has a man and 6 on the board. Touchdown Wildcats. 19 yards and throw the strike out there. Was that Aguilera again, Dawn?
You know,
it was number 3, Aguilera. Yep. 19 yards, Adam Aguilera, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Lovington Wildcats will put 6 more on the board.
Yeah, you talk about a long time to be able to throw that, but he had pressure coming on him there for just a moment before he managed to get a couple of key blocks by the Lovington offensive line to protect him and give him more time to sweep out and find a receiver.
Aguilera, 2 catches tonight, 36 yards, and they are both touchdowns. So with 7 minutes exactly remaining in the ball game, that gives Lovington a little bit of breathing room. High snap, it's handled. The kick is up, and it is good. And so Lovington will make it a 28-19 lead with 7 minutes remaining in the ball game. We're back in 1 minute on Z94, KZOR Hobbs Lovington. Welcome back to Watson Stadium. The Lovington Wildcats, a 19-yard strike from Jared Jeffrey to Adam Aguilera. The point after from Contreras is good, and Lovington goes up 28-19 on the Knoll Pharmacy scoreboard. With Dawn Morgan, I'm TJ Miracle. Patrick Alexander running our cameras tonight for HobbsAmerica.com and the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. Evie Stuber in studio, engineering and producing. So a big return here for the Hobbs Eagles, as Lovington up by 9 with 7 minutes to play. That's a 2-possession ball game. Hobbs has to strike quickly. Lovington has to stop them from doing that. They're going to try the starburst again. Lovington not falling for it that time and bringing down Ethan Vandelingham, who was running the starburst, but Lovington not falling for it. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 21-yard line. That's where the Eagles will take over. Quick score update. Other Lee County battle tonight. The Southern Lee County battle. Eunice and Jowl at Cardinal Stadium. Eunice winning 34-21. Pretty good ball game down there tonight. So Eunice goes to 2-0 on the season. Lovington trying to go 2-0 tonight as well. Yep. Up by 9 here late in the ball game.
We've got a pretty good ball game going right here.
Yes, we certainly do. Graham in, 4 receiver set. Send a man in motion from the left to the right. Fake the handoff, and they will give it off to Licone. He goes around, he crosses the 23-24, and Lovington just going to chase him out right there. So nice job not falling for it, as Licone going to pick up about 2 yards on it.
That was Contreras pushing him out, too.
So 2nd and 8 for the Hobbs Eagles. But they got out, so it stops the clock with 6:48 to go. Licone had a pretty good night, as now Coach Stevens going to change the play as Graham Going to change it. Twins left, Twins right. Lacone in the backfield, and they will hand it to Lacone. Comes right up the middle, but grabbed just as he gets to the line, and finally going to be gang tackled by the Wildcats after he picks up about another 2 yards.
Anthony Gomez was the Wildcat who got the first hands on him from the back, put him in a bear hug.
So now it is an important 3rd down and 6 as we hit the halfway mark. 3:20 remaining here in the 4th quarter. Lovington up by 9. Hobbs, you would think, would maybe start going to the hurry-up because they do have – this is a 2-possession ball game. Send a man in motion. They'll throw it into the flat, trying to get a little space, and they are going to get a little space and more than enough room as they will get that one completed out to Hendrick, and he's going to be up near the 40-yard line. So he's going to pick up 15. Hendrick's 3rd catch of the night. That's his first one for positive yardage, though.
He got a couple of key blocks that gave him a little bit of room to run there.
43 yards through the air for Graham. 1st and 10 for the Eagles. Their 10th first down of the night. Graham will step back under pressure. Now he's going to just have to tuck it and run. He's to the 45, and he will give himself up there, but he's going to pick up 5, and it'll be 2nd down and 5. Graham definitely not afraid to run it. He has been sacked, though, tonight 4 times. Does have a rushing touchdown to his credit, so 2nd down and 5. Clock continues to move, 5.5 minutes to go. Ball at the 45-yard line. Hobbs still inside their own territory. Graham will come across his body, has a man across the 50 into Lovington territory at the 48, hits Hendrick again, and it'll be a pickup of 8 for Caleb Hendrick, and it'll move the chains. 1st down, Eagles. 51 yards through the air on 10 attempts for Colton Graham. 23 of those to Hendrick. 1st and 10 inside Lovington territory. Clock continues to move, though. The clock right now is Lovington's friend, not so much Hobbs. Rush comes for the Wildcats. Get through. Graham hit just as he lets it fly. He'll get it across the 40 down to about the 37-yard line, and it will be complete. And I'm trying to catch that number. I believe that is number 82, Kirkendall. So Kirkendall is going to pick up about 6 on that one. And it'll be 2nd down and 9, so 2nd down and 1 to Kirkendall. And whistles sound on the field.
I don't know. Coach G looks like he's got a question. And his players thought he called a timeout, but I think he's asking for measurement.
Yeah, actually, I would think that would be Coach Stevens that would ask for the measurement. Yeah, you would think. So Kirkendall with 9, maybe 10. It's very close to 1st down yardage as they will stretch the chains out. And, yeah, they've got it by half the length of the football. And it will be 1st down, so 10 yards to Kirkendall. So the 10-yard completion. And now they'll reset the chains and they'll reset the down markers here. So it'll be 1st down and 10 for Hobbs from the Lovington 36.5-yard line. 4:50 remaining in the ball game. Twins left, Twins right. Tight end in the ball game for the Eagles. Graham by himself in the backfield. Low snap. Graham puts it on the turf, picks it back up. Now he's going to be pressured and is hit and is dropped back behind the 40 at the 43-yard line as the Cats came hard. Took advantage of a little bit of a muff on that one and give at least half of that sack to
44
to Craig Alexander.
Yep.
And so it'll be a 6-yard sack, and that is the 5th sack of the night credited to the Lovington defense, and it is 2nd down and 16.
And I really think it was Alexander who got to him first. From this point, I could see it from behind.
So 2nd down and 16 as things on my little scoreboard clock here go a little bit crazy. And timeout going to be taken on the field with 4:34 to go. Hobbs trying to work something out as they take their first time out. We'll keep it right here this time. Of course, don't forget tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock, we will be right back here on the campus of Hobbs High School, just across the back parking lot over at Tasker Arena, as the Lovington Lady Cats will look for their first victory of the season against a very tough Hobbs Lady Eagles volleyball team. You can catch the Lady Cats call with Dawn Morgan and yours truly tomorrow, beginning right before 2 o'clock on the Lovington Sports YouTube channel and also at HobbsAmerica.com. Have Lovington girls soccer tomorrow as well at 1 o'clock from Wildcat Stadium. Patrick Alexander will have that for you. Also on the Hobbs Sports, or on the Lovington Sports page, as Graham will get the snap, goes right up the middle, crosses the 40 to the 35, up near the 30. So he's going to get 10 of the yards that he lost right back. But it's an important third down as they just spread out Lovington right there, Dawn, and went for it.
Yeah, they definitely did. You know, a 9-point game, 28-19. Lovington Cats are leading with 4 minutes left to play. It's going to come down to strategy and coaching as much as execution on the field, I think.
3rd and 6. Lecone on Graham's right shoulder. Graham back to pass. 5-step drop. Now he's going to be flushed. Is hit just as he lets it fly. Finds a man and in and out of the hands of Hedrick at the 20. So it'll be incomplete. Good coverage down the field. Lovington, though, almost with a roughing the passer, as Graham a little slow to get up. I think maybe just adjusting the sock a little bit. He seems to be fine, but it's 4th down, and if you are Coach Stevens with under 4 minutes to go on a 9-point deficit, you have to go for it right here, Dawn.
Yes, I think there's no question that that's what he's going to do, at least to my way of thinking from here.
So 4th down and 6. Lovington leads by 9. Hobbs has the football at the Lovington 32-yard line. And they will go for it. Lecone in the backfield. Trips to the left, one single receiver to the right. Graham from the shotgun gets it. Pressure comes. Dumps it underneath. Has Lecone at the 32-yard line, but is hit and dropped immediately by Joseph Perez. No gain on the completion, and over on downs to the Wildcats.
Awesome play. That was amazing. Perez getting low fives and high fives everywhere on the way back, deservedly so.
So over to the Wildcats with a chance to put this one on ice with 3:51 remaining here in this ball game. It has been a long time since they won back-to-back games in the Lovington-Hobbs rivalry series. Won last year and are trying to put another one in the books this year and improve to 2-0 going into a big grudge match against Goddard next Friday night in Roswell. So Lovington up by 9, but can't keep, got to keep their foot on the gas for a while. Trips left, one right. Hand it off to Rodriguez. He bounces off one, has some room, comes to the near side, crosses the 35 out to about the 36-yard line. So call it a pickup of 6 for Rodriguez. So Rodriguez with 31 yards, but they have been tough yards. 2nd down and 4 for the Cats. Rodriguez 15 carries, 31 yards, and Lovington is going to eat as much clock as they can. I wouldn't expect them to come up to the line until there's 10-15 seconds on the play clock and then just sit there a while.
Yeah, but they have to be very careful to hang on to the football. Yeah, no fumbles, no butterfingers. They've really got to protect that pigskin.
Trips right, one left. Handed off to Rodriguez again. Little stutter step is going to be hit just as he gets to the line and rolls forward. Is going to get a yard. And in on the stop again there was Pellicer. So it'll be a 1-yard gain for Rodriguez, and it'll be 3rd down and 3. So 3rd and 3 for the Wildcats. Clock continues to roll with 2 minutes, 38 seconds to go. Hobbs does still have 2 timeouts. Lovington with 2 timeouts as well. At some point, Coach Stevens is going to have to start using them. If Lovington gets a first down here, he's going to have to use them in the next set. So Lovington will flip it around. Trips left, one right. From the shotgun, moving up is Jeffrey, and that one a little bit high again. His intended target on the near side here was Henson, but incomplete.
There was a lot of pressure coming to bear. I mean, he had 2 Eagles bearing down on him. He had to let loose of it pretty quickly.
So it'll be 4th down and 3. Lovington with the incompletion stops the clock with 2:13 remaining in the ball game. As the punt team will come on for the Wildcats. And Evie, we should be back on the tie line connection now. So it'll be 4th down and 3. Punt time for the Cats. Aguilera to punt. He does have a big leg. They've got Lamone back, but not deep. The man in motion is Aguilera with it. He'll put the boot into it. High end over ender. Lamone going to get it and bounce away from it and downed by Lovington. No, Lamone picks it up off of a bounce. Lovington unable to down it. He's to the 50, to the 40, to the 35, still on his feet, cuts it back to the 25 and brought down at the 23-yard line. A shoestring touchdown saving tackle as Hobbs still has life and a big return.
Yeah, Contreras with that important tackle. He was just about the only Wildcat left in range to bring him down. As
Lecone has had to put it mildly, a heck of a night, as he has been the biggest killer of them all tonight other than Caden Trevino. So Isaiah Lecone gives Hobbs great field position, and that was a bad special teams play. Lovington got up there but did not manage to down it. So Graham from the shotgun, he's got Thompson with him this time. 5-step drop, looks, throws across the middle, has a man inside the 5 and down to the 3-yard line as Hobbs still showing life as that one is completed to Frausto. And so it'll be a 20-yard completion to Frausto and a first down for the Eagles, but more importantly, first and goal for the Eagles.
Yeah, it's spotted about half yard line.
So, and it'll be a run by Graham, and he goes over the right side. I think he's going to come up short. And yeah, no signal either way. Still no signal. And Lovington's defense will stop Colton Graham on the keeper shy of the goal line. Keeps the clock running, 90 seconds to go in the ball game. Lovington up by 9.
He lost half a yard on
Graham
that.
under center. He's going to try right side again. He doesn't get in again as Lovington stacks him up once again at the 1-yard line. And wow, okay, they're going to say he rolled over. So Graham with his second rushing touchdown of the night gets Hobbs back to within 3. 28-25, the point after to come. 1:18 remaining in the ball game. And
it's
if
a little too much time to be comfortable.
Yes, it is, and there's no thinking to it. You know that Hobbs is going to do the onside kick after this point after. 28-25 is the score. Lovington in the lead. Frausto to hold, Graham to kick. Trying to make this a 2-point ball game once again. High snap, Frausto gets it. Lovington brings the house, misses it, and the kick goes wide. And so Graham misses the point after. So with 1:18 remaining in the ball game, it's Lovington 28, Hobbs 25. Back in 30 seconds here on Z94 KZOR. Special teams miscue leads to a huge return for Lecone for the Hobbs Eagles, and then a quick strike to Frausto at the 1, and then Colton Graham sneaks it in for his second quarterback keeper of the night. Misses the point after, though, and that'll make our score Lovington 28, Hobbs 25 on the Knoll Pharmacy scoreboard, and onside kick time for the Eagles. So, Dawn, I'm assuming they were going over their plan for the onside down on the sideline just now?
Oh, well, you know it. You know, I certainly can't get anywhere near the huddles these days in COVID world. But, yeah, you got to know that's exactly what they're discussing.
So, looks like Graham going to kick it off to the near side. Lovington with the hands team on. Remember, it does have to go 10 yards before Hobbs can touch it and fall on it. And Graham talking to one of the officials. I think he's just making sure that he knows it's got to go 10 yards. He will try to drive it in and bounce it up. Lovington again with the hands team here on the near side. Lovington up by 3, 28-25. The game could ride on this onside kick from the leg of Colton Graham for the Hobbs Eagles. As Graham will drive it into the turf, goes the other way, and Lovington going to get it and fall on it. Nice job there by the Wildcats. That's exactly what you want to do in that situation. Don't try to be the hero. Just grab it, fall on it, be downed, and give it back to your offense with a minute 14 to go.
And that's what Marcus Rodriguez did very well, very ably. Keep it simple. Don't give up the football. Hang on to it. Let the clock run out, and you've got your victory.
Still 2 timeouts on the board for the Eagles. So Lovington has got to get a couple of first downs in this one. They'll send trips to the right and 1 to the left. Actually, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Tight end in the game, a little extra protection. Jeffrey hands it off to Rodriguez. Huge hole up the middle, 50, 40. Still on his feet inside the 40, down to the 38-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 17 for Rodriguez, his longest carry of the night. And that will force Coach Stevens to burn one of his timeouts, you've got to think.
Well, and the clock has stopped, so I'm assuming that is what happened.
1:04 to go in the ball game. 28-25, Lovington in the lead. And yep, Coach Stevens going to burn his second timeout. We will keep it right here. Of course,
a minute 4 left.
1:04, as you mentioned. Of course, tomorrow, Lovington Lady Cat Volleyball here in Hobbs. You and I, Dawn, we'll have that for you. The Lovington soccer team be in action up in Lovington. Patrick Alexander doing a great job tonight running our camera. He'll have that one for you. The volleyball game about 2 o'clock. The soccer game at 1 o'clock. The soccer game you can see at hobbsamerica.com on the Lovington Sports channel. Just scroll down to Lovington Sports 2. You'll also be able to watch that game on the Lee County News and Sports YouTube channel. That's the soccer game tomorrow. Lovington Lady Cat Volleyball will be here on hobbsamerica.com and the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. Of course, next Friday night we will be on the road at Roswell Goddard. Don Morgan, yours truly from the Wool Bowl. We don't know if we'll be able to video stream that one yet or not. That is still to be determined based upon the color status and the mood of the Roswell Athletic Department. So 1:04 coming out of the timeout. Lovington hanging on to a 3-point lead. Trips right, 2 left. They bring the heat. Jeffrey runs backwards. Still running backwards, still running, and he's going to have his first sack of the night all the way back at the 50-yard line, but he burned a lot of time off of the clock. It's a 13-yard sack, first of the night. As
For
Jared,
number 14, brought down by 14.
So, yep, brought down there by Caden Trevino, who's had a big night. 76 yards for Jeffrey, who was nearing 100, and that'll be the third and final timeout for the Hobbs Eagles. Clock stops with 54 seconds to go. Second down. And so second and a whole long way to go. Second and 23.
When you're just up by 3, even with that 54 seconds left, you just,
yeah, you're not comfortable with this one.
You're not comfortable. No. It's been a heck of an exciting game, and a lot of, odd things have happened.
Lovington needs to burn some time off on this play. I think, maybe you look at a handoff right here, just something up the middle, either Jeffrey on a keeper or hand it off to Rodriguez, because you've got time. It's just second down, and Hobbs is now out of timeouts. Lovington going to come out in a 4-receiver set, 2 left, 2 right from the Hobbs 49-yard line. Jeffrey from the pistol formation. Rodriguez in the backfield with him. They will throw it. Jeffrey going to be hit, and he is going to be sacked once again. And a late hit coming in. I think that was unintentional. I think man got rolled up on him. That was Aldo Argot. But the second sack of the ball game, going to move it all the way back nearly to the move it back to the Lovington 43-yard line. So it'll be an 8-yard sack. So clock continues to roll. It'll be third down with 26 seconds and now 24, and they have not started the game clock yet and the play clock. So Lovington does not have to do anything. This one will end as it's 16, 15, 14, and for the first time in I don't know how many years, the Lovington Wildcats are victorious as they will win this game by a final score of 28-25 over the Hobbs Eagles and improve to 2-0 in this shortened season. Lovington is the winner here tonight. We will be back with your Knoll Pharmacy postgame show and your Lovington Auto Supply conversation with the coach. After this, we'll also look at some of the numbers. This is Wildcat football here on Z94 KZOR. Welcome back to your Lovington Auto Supply Knoll Pharmacy postgame show. The Lovington Wildcats have beat the Hobbs Eagles back-to-back for the first time in a number of years. Our final score tonight, 28-25.
Yes!
As Coach G gonna get his team up and talk to them as they get ready for Goddard next week. Then Dawn Morgan will have our coaches conversation coming up here in just a couple minutes. Let's go and give you some of the numbers for tonight. For your victorious Lovington Wildcats, 28 points on the board. Jared Jeffrey goes 15 of 30 tonight for 128. He throws 3 touchdowns, and he has 1 interception. Leading ground gainer tonight was also Jeffrey, 14 carries for 68 yards. Marcus Rodriguez, 17 carries, 49 yards. Those were some tough runs. Trace Ariola, 2 carries, 11 yards. Aguilera, 1 carry, 6 yards. And Henson, 1 carry for 1 yard. Favorite target tonight as far as receptions go was Isaac Henson. He had 5 catches for 40 yards. Tayton Hilliard, 4 catches, 18 yards, including a 4-yard touchdown. Adam Aguilera, 2 catches, 36 yards, but both of them were for TDs. Corrales, 2 catches, 23 yards. Ariola, 1 catch, 8 yards. There we go. And Rodriguez, 1 catch, 7 yards. 128 through the air, 135 on the ground. 263 total yards of offense tonight for the Wildcats. They were only penalized 3 times for a total of 30 yards, and they get 28 points on the board before it is all said and done. 14 first downs in the ball game for the Lovington Wildcats. For your Hobbs Eagles tonight, Colton Graham goes 10 of 14 for 81 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Favorite target, Demetrius Frausto, 4 catches, 73 yards. Caleb Hedrick, also 4 catches. He had 23 yards on the night. Licone, 2 catches, but for no yards. And Kirkendall late, 1 catch for 10 yards. Leading rusher tonight, Corbin Thompson, 9 carries for 48 yards. Isaiah Licone had 6 carries for 44 yards, including a 21-yard touchdown. Frausto on an end-around, couple of end-arounds, 3 carries for 30 yards, and Wright 1 carry for 8 yards. So 81 total through the air, and I missed 1, so that'll be 137. So, all right, it'll be 218 total yards tonight for the Hobbs Eagles. Lovington's defense doing a very good job. 5 penalties, 50 yards for the Eagles. They did have 12 first downs. A 98-yard kickoff return in this one for Caden Trevino, who was immediately answered by a 85-yard kickoff return for Lovington for Adam Aguilera. So a back-and-forth affair, and the Lovington Wildcats victorious tonight again. Our final score, 28-25. So now it'll be up to the Cats to move on to next week. They remain unblemished at 2-0, but a tough test coming up in the, depending on if it's football or what it is, the 4A the 5A. Yeah, they're 5A in football. The 4A in every other sport, and 5A in football. The Goddard Rockets, of course, a longtime nemesis of the Wildcats, as Coach G continues his post-game huddle down at the Hobbs 25-yard line or so. But Lovington showing a lot of guts and a lot of moxie tonight to come in to Watson Stadium for the 2nd year in a row and beat Hobbs. And I'm not sure they've ever beat them twice in a row here at Watson Stadium, especially not in back-to-back years. But that definitely did happen this last couple of years. So now the Cats will move back on to the bus and get ready for what will be a happy ride to Lovington, as Dawn Morgan has the coach. So let's throw it to the field and our coach's conversation.
Coach, congratulations. Big win. Huge.
My gosh. Unbelievable win, and I'm just so unbelievably proud of our kids. I mean, one of the concerns that we had coming into the football game was, they don't play anybody both ways, and they're fortunate with that. And we got about, out of the 11 on both sides of the ball, 9 of them play both ways. They play on every single special team. And so obviously that was a concern for me. I was extremely proud of how we came out. I think it was like a 10-minute drive to open up the game.
Yes. You had possession for about.
And I think, I think we made a statement with that drive right there. Yeah. When we got delayed, that kind of threw us off track a little bit, and that's what I was afraid of. But again, we made some mistakes, especially on special teams. We got to get that corrected. But all in all, our finish and the way we finished the game, I'm just unbelievably proud of them.
You told these guys in the huddle that it was about adversity, facing adversity, and how you face adversity and what you do. And how did you feel?
I mean, it's just unbelievable. I mean, we just got done talking about that Wednesday after practice. And, you know, when it's game time, everybody's excited to play. You know, it doesn't matter who you play. It doesn't matter. The energy's up. Everything's good. Everybody's ready to play then. But when you get put in an adverse situation, that's going to tell you a lot about your football team. And we got put in some adverse situations. I mean, that football team right there, they're getting better. And they've got some great football players, and they're coached extremely well, and they made some great plays. So the good thing is we responded, and we were able to get off the field and put another score in. And so I'm really, really proud of our kids.
All right, the response to the adversity, but the response to what the Eagles were throwing you, which was totally different from what Rodoso did.
Yes.
Your conditioning came back into play again, as you said, with your players, your two-way players, and three-way players when you add special teams in there. And Hobbs, a much deeper team. What is it going to be like going against Goddard next Friday?
A completely different animal. So out here tonight, we got to spread it wide open, and they're trying to use every inch of the field. We're going to play Goddard next week, and they're going to want to get in a fight in a phone booth. So it's going to be a totally flip of scheme. But Coach White, he does an outstanding job at Goddard, and those kids are tough, and they play with an edge, and it's going to be a physical football game. So we got to get better. No major injuries tonight, which is huge. And we got to take advantage of our opportunity this weekend to get better and be ready to roll next week.
Fanatical effort.
Absolutely, from start to finish.
All right, thanks. Congratulations,
Thank
Coach.
you very
Good luck.
much. Thank you.
Don
All right,
Morgan
guys.
with Coach G, our coach's conversation from Knoll Pharmacy and Lovington Auto Supply, your Napa know-how. So the Cats victorious tonight, 28-25. We'll take a 1-minute timeout, come back and preview tomorrow's action, and then talk a little bit about next week. This is the Wildcat postgame show on Z94 KZOR.
Playmaking by the Lovington Wildcats. As Coach said, they had some mistakes. They know what they want to fix, but they also had some big successes tonight. A lot of their leadership players stepping forward and really showing them the way, and a lot of good energy tonight. So I'm just so happy for these guys. They really want it this year, and they're bringing it big time. I just can't wait to see what they do against Goddard next Friday.
Well, should be a very good good game. Of course, next Friday night here on Z94 KZOR for sure. We'll be on the air about 6:45. We will also be on HobbsAmerica.com, but it may be audio only. So with that, my friends, we will put a wrap on this action under the Friday night lights as it was a street fight at Watson Stadium. The Cats coming out on top 28-25. For Evie Stuber in studio engineering and producing, for Patrick Alexander running our camera equipment, for Dawn Morgan, I'm TJ Miracle saying so long from Watson Stadium. This has been an exclusive presentation of Walmart Digital and One Radio Square Sports. Good night, everybody.